in the place where everybody knows your name. Laughter fills the air like a sweet refrain. Sit and share a story, but I drink or two in this cozy bar where dreams come true, where smiles and friends remain, and good times ease the pain. Here we go again.
Hello, hello. Can you see me? Can you hear me? Can you let me know? Why, that'll be just swell. Welsh ad. A Welsh ad. A Shadwell. Lovely stuff. How are you, man? How are you? Hello, Botrix. How are you? Sam, how are you doing? You okay? Sam, you had some random American loudly selling something. Sounds like it's very much horses for courses, doesn't it? You're being targeted by American stuff, Mandy being targeted by Welsh. Does that mean it's working properly? It must mean it's working properly. I have to be careful with this window. It is absolutely horrific out there. I went for my walk earlier on, and I don't know where the wind's coming from, but there was penguins getting blown in all kinds. It was horrible. Very, very cold wind. Very cold wind. Not quite as bad as yesterday, was it? Might have been yesterday. I went for my walk. I was soaked by the time I got home. It was horrible. Every corner that I turned round, the wind was head on. You'd expect it to all be coming from one direction, wouldn't you? No, no. Every single corner, head on. Horrible. It might be a stretch. Could well be a stretch. I could do with a stretch. I am knackered today. Really, really tired and sore. Aching all over. Aching all over. But on the plus side, I have dolphin-friendly Earl Grey, almond milk, one sweetener, still hot. Sponsor me thermos, you bastards. Next ad was skipped, but some guy from Silly in Belgium probably targeted too. Do you know what? Speaking of which, up the Dolphins, definitely up the Dolphins. The poemy walkie thing that I did. This awkward creature, was it called? That's done fairly well, better than usual. It's up to 2,100 views, and when I looked on there, it's saying that the majority of them came from YouTube advertising. Now, you can pay to advertise your videos, but this hasn't been done unless somebody else has paid for it to be done, or it's an error on YouTube's behalf. But strange, very strange. I don't know where it's come from. I certainly haven't paid for it. Not a chance. Cheeky bastard. Shane, how you doing, bud? Yeah. There are laws against being up to the Dolphins, you know. You can't help it though, can you? I went swimming once and I met a dolphin. I don't know what it was, we just clicked. Yeah, there's some very, very odd things in the analytics. I tend not to look too often. Just let it get on with it, but this stood out as being, it's a bit weird. It's a bit odd. It's a bit strange. I'll have a look now, actually. Where are we up to? $2,300. Now it's saying it's all coming from YouTube advertising. I reckon there's some kind of glitch, because earlier on there was loads of YouTube recommendations. It's an issue that I think it's a problem with the app. It's a problem with Thap. With Thap. Ever stolen Thomas's joke book? No, but to be honest with you,
Very poor. Very poor indeed.
that was very poor indeed. Very poor. Very poor indeed. He hasn't got a joke book, by the way. That's all up there. He's a smart young man, as Thomas. Very smart. Very clean. Very clean. Which is a line from A Hard Day's Night, by the way, if you're wondering where that comes from. From the film Hard Day's Night, featuring your very own Beatles. Probably accurate that some of your traffic on the Clover post was indeed from people searching clover lawns. That's the thing though, isn't it? If you actually... if you look for things that people are searching for, that you can provide, you will get views. In fact, it said earlier on the same stats, a lot of the views I was getting was from people searching nature. Even though I don't even think I put nature. Oh, actually, I might have nature in there as a keyword. Yeah. It's weird, though. So either the video's actually doing well, or someone's paid for advertising that I haven't, or YouTube is putting it out as though it has been advertised, or it's just a complete and utter fuck up. Throat's knackered today. Thank you for the follow, Winning Pumpkin. Mucho apreciado, as they say in Japan. Well, a Mexican family I met in Japan did, anyway. The 5-leaf clover was stunning. All nature, I want all nature all of the time. All of it. Which reminds me, nothing to do with nature this, by the way. Where's my feckin' inbox thing? Very odd. Casper, good stormy evening. Hasn't it been mental? You were right, Mandy, as well, by the way. The weather has been on shuffle today. I was sat here, working, had my cup of tea. I had the curtains open, letting a bit of natural light come in, obviously. And then there was hailstone, with a touch of snow in it as well, weirdly. Then the sun came out, and it was beautiful, the skies were blue. Then it hailed again. It's been windy. It's been mad. Do you know what it's been, really? It's been spring in the UK. That's how we have it. You can have literally anything. It was 20 degrees Celsius last week. Then it was minus something this week. Snow, sun, just all over the place. You woke up at 4 this morning, Cass, because it was storming and raining like crazy. It is a proper storm, isn't it? So when I went out earlier on, you can tell the difference between a windy day at the coast and proper storms. And this one I think must be an Arctic storm because it was bloody freezing. Not like Storm Floris, remember that one? Storm Floris, when I went to Ainsdale Beach. That was stunning. In my shorts, middle of a storm, wearing shorts. And it was really, really windy, but the sand was only ever about that high off the ground. So it was hitting me shins, but nothing else. Thankfully. And that was last year, wasn't it? Ainsdale Beach is only just reopening next week, I think it is. They had to close the beach because there was sand everywhere, which I know sounds stupid, but it's not. It was loose sand. Normally on a beach, the sand finds its own kind of level, doesn't it? This was all just really, really fine, powdery sand on top of the normal sand. So if you tried to take a car out there, it was getting stuck and all that. And it was sandblasting people's cars. So they had to get rid of all of it. It was crazy. It was cray-cray. The first saying you were taught in English back in 4th grade, when you first started having English lessons, was "it's raining cats and dogs." you've got to learn the weather. Weather and swearing, they're the first things you need to learn. And if you watch any of the Americans over here, because there's loads of them have got TikTok and Instagram channels, they actually get into the fact that it's a good thing to talk about the weather over here. It's a proper into a conversation. If you're at a train station with someone you've never met before, you can start off by talking about the weather. Everyone knows it. It's etiquette. After that, you can then move on to, so where are you going to? Are you going for the footy or are you going for work or something? Your conversation builds from that. The weather, that's your in. That's your in. Always talk about the weather. Yeah, raining cats and dogs, it's mad, isn't it? There are other places, though, that have got the same kind of thing as that, but with different versions. When you're waking up by the storm, it was 8 degrees Celsius, but the chill factor was around -6 because the cray wind. Yeah, you could tell today, even here, it wasn't overly cold. If I stood outside the front door, sort of in the sort of porch area, it was all right. Not too cold, fine. As soon as I walked out into that wind, it dropped. I almost dropped. I managed to take, I think, 6 little 10-second videos while I was out. One of which is the Union Jack round the corner. Some fella's got 2 of them on his, one on his garage and one on the wall, I think. And it's quite handy to show how bad the weather is. So I don't know, they might make their way into a video at some point this week. By the look of it, I need to carry on making these nature poems, don't I? Or it's not even a poem, what is it? What was it? Mind dump, a nature mind dump. It hasn't been below freezing the last 2 nights. Even if the wind chill makes it feel like it's colder, you don't mind that. The actual temperature. If you sat in the house and the temperature's alright, it's alright. Although it did feel cold today. It's not felt cold for weeks because we've got the heating on at some point during the day. Warms it up and it stays warm. It's getting naughty again. But for the last few days, it's been a little bit chilly vanilly. You're all for more nature videos. I need to find places to go, Sam. Can't be the same places all the time, can it? Got to find other places. Once the weather's a bit better, there's a few parks I can go to. You're working on some film stuff? Oh, lovely stuff, Casper. Some chill nature with some chill music. Happy days. That's what we want. When do we want it? The moon. Where is? That's going to go off as well, this, by the way. Giza second. I'm fixing this in real time. How bad's that? Get in, you vicious bastard. Oh, bollocks. One sec. You're not even getting a chair stream here. Back on the edge stream. Now I can't see a bastard thing. What's the blue light at the top? Mandy, that's blue light. I tried to change it earlier on to make it a slightly different vibe, I don't know. It's just a light. It's not as blue as I wanted it. It seems a little bit more wishy-washy light blue. It's supposed to be really dark blue, I think that. I'll fix that for next time. The moon outside is popping in and out of view behind the clouds. I always like it when it does that. Especially if it's a fairly half brightish moon, which lights up the outlines of the clouds. Makes it look really vibey again, doesn't it? Yeah, that should be that. See that colour there? That kind of blue. It should be that kind of blue, rather than that kind of blue. I wanted it to be bluer, much bluer, but it's not. That can also be changed to any particular colour you want, given that it's an RGB light. But it's not remote control like this one is, or you've got to actually change it physically. And I was running around very, very late for this one tonight, trying to get things done. I was still working till 7:30. Having to do some shizzle. Not green. Do you know what? I cannot get it to go not green. You can't make not green light. If you make a sort of cerise, but you can't make it proper bright not green. I can't even make it petrol not green. It's bizarre. What I might have to do then in that case, I might have to go onto the old internet thing and find out what the HSL code is. There's a number for it. Whatever the number is, you can then go in and amend it so it's that colour. Don't think it looks purple though, I think it looks more cerise-y. Sort of whole documentary on LED lights. Now almost impossible. It seemed to get it to work for years and years. They are strange things, lights. I mean, none of these really cost a lot of money, and they're so handy to have. In years gone by, it would have cost you an absolute fortune to get them done. Ali, out, no worries. I'll put you behind the bar. I've got loads of lights, loads of them. Oh, actually, that's a good idea. Another one of these tube light things. I've got one of them as well. Because, see, that to the naked eye, that's a really good blue. But as soon as you point it at the camera, it isn't. But I think it'd look better up there, to be honest. I'll sort it out. But I do like my lights. And I can't decide on what kind of vibe I'm going for. That needs to be some kind of vibe, doesn't it? I've gone for green at one end, but you can't really see it. There's a few little fake plants there. I thought that looked quite nice, but then you can't really see it because it's out in the corner. Oh, I don't know. It's definitely a completely different vibe to what it used to be. I thought you were writing boobs on a calculator there, Mandy. So, right, and is that the HSL number? No, that's a hex code, isn't it? Or whatever they call it. No, this is a number. It's a HSL number. I'll find it. So today that the new Taskmaster series starts on the 9th of April. So nice having something to look forward to on that day, beside the inevitable reminder of the day the Germans invaded. Was that the day? Sure, I did not know that. 3 days after the birthday of the frustrated artist with the bad moustache. And the day before my date of birth, obviously. Only not back in the 40s or whatever it was. No, 30s. You and Norway got that day. Takes some doing that though, doesn't it? Taking one country takes some doing. Doing two on the same bloody day. Just, it's greedy. Greedy bastards. That's not green. Googled HSO, Humboldt Seed Organisation. No, HSL, I think it is, isn't it? Seen so many clips from Taskmaster, but still not tried watching a full episode looks hilarious. I've not watched it at all. I've seen a few clips, and there's been loads of people on there that I like as well. I like Greg Davis. Little Alex Horn, who's 6'2". Little Alex Horn. Bob, of course. Bob Mortimer was on there. Reece Shearsmith. There's been some really good ones on there. Just can't get round to watching it. My mind is elsewhere when it comes to stuff like that. L, yes. I think it's L. I can't even look because they're switched on. I'll find it. I'll find it. The thing is, it doesn't look purple. You sort of go from blue, cerise, then red, and there's no in-betweenage. 300, 100, 25%. Huck. I don't know. If you're at something one binges and you're just not ready for a show that needs to be consumed that way, understand that completely. Jump into the limited series first, the 1s and 2s and what have you. 2 series of 6 episodes. Lulu Bellatini, a good evening. Why is Mandy swearing? She's always swearing. Sounds like a docker, she really does. Filthy beggar, yeah. I really like the UK original, but you're not a fan of the Danish Greg. Always found him a bit douchey. Still, you've seen it for the hilarious contestants. There you go. If it works, doesn't it? Or 277 degrees, 87%, 53%. Is this a cry for help, Mandy? Are these the locations? This is where you are. Are you held against your will? Is that what it is? Usually watch it week to week. Yeah, I don't know. I don't watch a lot of TV these days unless after midnight. No, Frankie, not like that. Or it's streamed. Yeah. Going back to watch old school programs, I prefer that, to be honest. During the day I watch loads of Steptoe and Son, Porridge, old school stuff, man. That's the HSL for It's Not Green. Right, well, I'm not going to remember that, am I? To be fair. But I'll find it later. I'll recognise it once I see it. Mandy's, yeah, she had the Kirsty hack. But that makes sense, sort of, for the colours. But I've tried. Have tried. Another show that had tons of international versions. The last one laughing as well. Yeah. That's the again, that's another Bob Mortimer vehicle, isn't it? Get all your professional comedians sizing each other up, thinking, I'm going to win this, I'm going to win that. Next thing you know, the doors open and Bob Mortimer walks in and everyone just went, oh, fuck. We've got no chance. You can't beat the Bob. Can't beat the Bob. You can't beat the Bob. Can't beat the Bob. Cheers, Mandy. I will check that later. Code sent. Is that to me or Ali? Target acquired. I've seen a series of Last One Laughing Irish, you think? Again, I don't know. It's not something that appeals to me, despite the fact that I like most of the people that are in there. I think I've got to be in a mood for stuff like that. I'm not sure. I think I might have to be. You're not sure, Ali? You're not sure? You've got to be sure, I watched the Australian Last One Laughing, and within 5 minutes it was mayhem. Full frontal nudity. I don't think you're going to get that over here, are you? As much as I love Bob Mortimer, I don't want to see him swinging little bob all over the place. Not a chance. Aussie's a fucking crazy, mate. Got a mate who lives over there now. Danny. One of the most lunatic men I've ever met in my life. But lovely. You can't help but love him. He's absolutely amazing. He's the one who came out with the sage advice on a phone call. Someone was getting a little bit wound up. It's, all right, mate. Don't call me, mate. Sorry. Just talking to your missus, and don't call her me missus. It's all right, all right. Calm down. Have a lasagna. You know, when someone says something that just puts you off completely. It's like, what? What? Calm down. Have a lasagna. And it worked wonders, because if it worked on me, it worked on him as well. The fella on the other end must have went, what? What was I doing? Am I angry? I was, what? All right, you're going to sort it for me? Okay. Ta-ra, mate. Don't call me, mate. So yeah, if anyone's wound up these days, calm down, have a lasagna is our go-to phrase. Don't know, it might even work. Has anyone tried it? If you're really wound up, have a lasagna. See what happens. You could have cured the Middle East. Can you eat lasagna in the Middle East? I don't know. Probably not. Beef, isn't it? Corn lasagna. Would that work? Just them pitching up at the United Nations. Whoa. Oi. Calm down. Okay. Have a lasagna. Those were the days. How any of us kept our job, I do not know. Veggie lasagna could work, yeah. Do you know what? I had a veggie lasagna once and it was better than the normal meat one. It tasted very fresh. Very fresh. Full of peppers. Ooh, I like peppers. I haven't had peppers in a while. Big chunks of pepper. Now you're craving lasagna. Are you watching this, Thermos? We mentioned lasagna and everyone now wants lasagna. Sponsor me, you bastards. Still hot. Like your mama. I haven't had lasagna in a while. Now I'm craving lasagna. I haven't even had anything to eat tonight. Probably what I was missing. I'll have something later. I have been eating me overnight oats of a morning. Overnight oats, chia seeds, almond milk, obviously. Frozen raspberries, I've got frozen blueberries to go in as well. It's a good start to the day, though. Hefty, full of heft. That and a massive cup of tea the size of my head. What more can you want of a morning? Apart from possibly an extra 3 or 4 hours sleep this morning. So tired. Don't know why. Yesterday's walk, I know it was late, and also the weather was awful, but I needed it. I think since I did the loads of steps, I wouldn't say a long walk, loads of steps at the football on Saturday, my long walk on Sunday that was filmed. Monday I made sure I got out and done a little bit. Yesterday I need to keep on going, because if I don't, I'm gonna stiffen up. I'm gonna stiffen up, I really am. Got to keep on walking. And I'm genuinely tempted this year. I've mentioned this a few times before. Genuinely tempted to push myself to breaking point to see what happens. Do I get to breaking point and find out that actually beyond breaking point, it's like the wall when you do the marathon. Once you get to the wall, you can go on again. Any more on the eye surgery? Nothing. The NHS app has been amended, so it's a pain in the arse, but still on the waiting lists. Average waiting time is now down to something like 19 weeks. I am up to 38 weeks. But then I knew I was never going to be high on the list. It's people who've been in car crashes, people who've been glassed in pubs and stuff like that get it done first. I'm alright, Jack. For the time being. Let's pin Sam. Consider yourself pinned, Sam. Yeah, so all the people that need it, like there and then, will get done. And then at some point it'll come down to me. We've got a space for you. And then I'll be Brad Pittified. I've not even had a meeting with them or anything. I would have thought just come in, have an appointment to see where we're up to, how's things with you, are you okay, etc. But no, nothing like that. If you mention nut cutlets, you are off, Lulu Bellatini. What are nut cutlets? I've heard about it like pretty much all my life. I don't even know what they are. You know what I mean? I mean, come on. Let's face it. You're not eating nut cutlets, are you? You're like Henry VIII with a yak leg, throwing it behind you. Proper meaty mouthful. Easy, Tiger. Fingers crossed I'll hear something soon. It would be nice to get it done. Just get it done and out the way. Then I can go back to worrying about other things. First of which is going to be me car. Oh, shite. Yes, I meant to move this the other day. Where did I put it? Wasn't on the other, was it? Where was it? Wasn't on the vids either. Yak attack! I am going to do this live on air as well now. Oh. No, don't do that. Don't. Some bizarre stuff happening. Right. I'm going to move that yak. I'm going to copy it into the other folder. Copy. Vids. Paste. Yak has been moved. I know where it is now. I know where it says. Like small lamb chops made out of nut. Are they made out of nut? Never had anything, but they give you fake chop vibes. They are, aren't they? Nut cutlets, they are fake chops, but what are they? They can't be made out of nuts. Just ground up nuts. I don't know. We'll have to look into this. What are they actually made out of? Frankie doesn't want to go. Frankie never does. He loves it. He's mad for it. Our kid, mad for it. Yeah, I was just copying and pasting. I need to genuinely sit down one day and make sure that I know where everything is. I pretty much do, but not all. Tab Sam. Chopped nuts, breadcrumbs, herbs and seasonings, often bound together with egg or flour. Right, genuinely, that sounds much better than the actual lamb chop does to me. I'm not a big meat eater. We're all made from nut, we are. Which also means, of course, no matter which way you look at it, your biological father will always be a motherfucker. True story. Actual true story. Your papa's a mother. Of course he is, otherwise I wouldn't be here. See, that actually does sound nice, and it depends on what kind of nuts they are as well, obviously. Walnuts have got a really good meaty flavour to them at times, haven't they? And good for your brain, of course, because they look like brains. Never heard of it before. Don't think you've got those. This was very, very 70s, 80s, wasn't it, in the UK? If anybody was a vegetarian, the only thing you could make for them was nut cutlets. Nothing else. Basic veggie burgers, yeah. You can do more soy or black bean based things. That, yeah. You're probably better off. Also the fact that there's so much of that based in the likes of Mexico, isn't it? A lot of South America, although you've got pure meat eaters like in Argentina and Brazil, there's lots of vegetable based dishes down there as well. No way. Mana. Steve-O. It's a lamb cutlet covered in a nutty paste, but don't tell anybody. Don't tell them. They'll be fuming, pure fuming. Yeah, hello to our Helen, the Norfolk correspondent, doing remarkable work in the field. And Ruby Roo, tennis ball retrieval unit par excellence. You finally tried some new Beyond burgers. They were too much like meat. You're struggling to eat them all. Too much like meat. Tesco sell nut cutlets. Right, I'm going to have nut cutlets from Tesco. Just to try them. Never tried them. I have tried some veggie stuff in the past. Even though I'm not vegetarian. I have tried them. My idea being that I will still eat meat because I like it, but not much of it. And if I can swap some of it for other things which are healthier for me, that'd be better. Denied. Just denied him, man. Pick scent. Hally, 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 ho. Yeah, we know this one, Ali. We know what they're made of, these ones. Lamb cutlets are made of lamb. We're talking about nut cutlets. What part of the nut? Whose nuts? Where did he come from? Where did he come from? Where did he go? Sorry, just calling me mate a slag. Christine, good evening. Charlie Bravo 04, Charlie Bravo 04. We have carrots. Now you're thinking of making your own nut cutlets. It's where to go, isn't it? It's definitely where to go. Just you tonight with your Bose headphones on. Ellie's watching some shite programme on TV. Shh. Not a word, not a word. With the Bose. I had a set of Bose speakers. Absolutely incredible, yeah. If the lab grew meat for a burger, would it be vegetarian? That's a good question. Ooh, that's an ethical question, isn't it? If it wasn't actually a living being, a sentient being, would it be vegetarian? I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure. Peanuts, hazelnuts and almonds mixed with veg, seasoning and breadcrumbs. That sounds good to me, that. I'd give that a go. I bet you that tastes fairly nice and it's not as heavy. I always find lamb to be quite fatty. Not at chops in a long, long time. Nah. The family still do. Nah. Not for me, Clive, not for me. Is that 2026 is to be or not to be? It could be. Or maybe it isn't. We have F-35Cs with folding wings at Lakenheath. Is that a brass eyes? What are you on about? Oh, is that a plane, is it? Do they fly? Are they flying? Can they fly? Will they fly? Should they fly? To fly or not to fly? That is the question. Squirrels do love their nuts. I wish I enjoyed food as much as squirrels seem to enjoy their nuts, so to speak. Yeah, Steve-O, Mandy timestamped the vid in the comments on Sunday's post, so it's in there. It's there. I think lab grown might be more a harm reduction strategy and better for the environment, but not strictly vegetarian. To be honest, if we can do anything to try and take the pressure off the environment, then it's possibly a good thing, but yeah. Oh, I don't know. What you found frightening is they have taken brain cells in a petri dish, put electrodes in it, yeah, and taught it in a week to play Doom. It is very, very Black Mirror. The sortie got scrubbed. Is it clean now? Is he playing? Good shout, Louise. Good shout. I missed that. It's all yours now. Another pic sent from Ali 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 Leo. There you go. They are shaped into flat cutlet-like patties, breaded and baked or pan-fried to achieve a crispy exterior and soft interior. Crunchy on the outside, smooth on the inside. Armadillo! I'm going to eat them. I'm going to try them from Tesco. I'm going to try them. Maybe transplant those cells back in, teach your brain to play Doom. It's amazing what we can do, isn't it? I could do with some brain cells myself, to be honest, seeing as though mine exploded. Not good, is it? When are they going to be able to fix that so I can use my left hand? Evening yourself. Exactly. Well said. Well said. You mustn't eat armadillos. Do you not remember that advert? It was a Harry Enfield, dime bars. Crunchy on the outside, smooth on the inside. Armadillo! Yeah, dime bar. Dime bar. Which is what we still call people who are a bit stupid. Such a dime bar. Seriously, going to get bulk nuts and figure out a recipe you like with the herbs and such. I bet you it'd be whatever you come up with. Nuts are really good, aren't they, as being a replacement, quite heavy, quite a replacement for meat. So I reckon you could come up with something really good. And of course, bulk nuts. The nice fella, I like him. Bit disappointed that nut cutlets look more like burgers than chops. That's only because the people make them to look like burgers rather than chops. Make them yourself, make them look like chops. We can sort that out. We can do that. As a species, we can sort that out. Love a dime bar. Aren't dime bars vastly underrated? We had a tuck shop in our old building, our old work building. Every floor had a little kitchen where you go make your brews, and there was always a little charity box. Take what you wanted, throw your money in. And the dime bars were always left. Dime bars and Caramacs. And at the end, when everyone was struggling for something to eat, they'd have to go and buy one of those. And they'd be, oh man, I should eat more of these. Next time round, all that was left, Caramacs and dime bars. Caramacs and dime bars. I can't speak. Make your own, shape them how you want, exactly. You can go your own way. Go your own way, Mandy. You can do it. I have faith in you. But I don't know, what could you put in there that makes it look like the bone part sticking out? No, Frankie, no, not that. You could. You need more protein since you're not much of a meat eater. Still do fish or poultry, but even those not always palatable. Yeah, I don't eat a lot of fish, but I eat plenty of chicken, but anywhere where you can get your protein is always good, isn't it? Nuts are good for that. You need your nuts. Full of protein. Filth, you filthy beggar, you. They're as good as they are tooth-filling kryptonite. That too. Bear-shaped, there you go. You can buy bear shapes, can't you? To make things, I've seen that before. You can buy bear-shaped things for, like, making pancakes. Why can't you use a bear shape to make nut cutlets? I haven't had a dime bar since 1994. That sounds like the end of some kind of war story, that, Steve-o. It is very specific, isn't it? You need to sort that out, man. You need to sort that out. Get a dime bar. Make a ninja one. The only problem with that, Ali, is once you've made it, you try and find it, it's disappeared again. Like when I had ostrich steak. Kept putting itself into me mashed potato. And imagine that as well, Sam. If you make your own sort of nut cutlet kind of thing, just sitting there eating them, and the squirrels outside going, "What's she eating there? What's she eating there? I want some of that. Give us some of that." You have to be careful with nuts. Some have a lot of fat, yes, I know. And too many of some can make you really poorly. They can give you a big stomach, can't they, with the too much of the wrong nuts. Can make you ill of a morning as well, I've heard. The new handle, it's surprised me first time round. Try not to eat chocolate at the moment to help with slimming. Not good, not good. But I feel your pain, Christine, I feel your pain. I don't actually, I can eat what I fucking like, to be honest. Thought it might not have your full name as the handle. Always a good idea, Casper. I used to overindulge on almonds when you kept them in the office. You have got to be really careful. They are quite fatty, aren't they? Tom Ash, good evening. Brazils are fattening, especially when covered in chocolate. Thought of that yourself? Yeah, got to be careful. Steve's going to turn up next week with some completely different name, and no one's going to know exactly who it is he's talking about. Until he goes on about that bastard sergeant. Oh, there's our Steve-o. Guy ended up in hospital eating too many of one kind, but you can't remember which. Which nuts or which hospital? Lulu Ballatini, which one? Yeah, you've got to be really careful. They're full of fats. Some fats are good for you in the nuts, but too much can, yes, be very, very unhealthy. Like anything, really. Too much of anything. Not good for you. Piggly ding. Next. I had a rant from David Mitchell about how nothing called a nut is really nuts. It was during an Unbelievable Truth episode. It is, isn't it? Most of them are they fruits. Most of the nuts that we call, things that we call nuts anyway, or seeds, not an actual nut. But then is banana a nut? It's all strange. It's all strange. If you don't believe me, it is. How are you, Tom? How's Mrs. Tom? Can you hear me, Mrs. Tom? And how's Domingos Duarte? Delgado mas guava el mundo, eh? Peanuts are peas. Oh, is that? Yeah, do you know what? I've heard that somewhere else. Where's that? That might have been the same kind of thing. It's all weird, isn't it? What we think is right never normally is. Oh, bananas are berries, but strawberries aren't. That was the one I was thinking. Cheers, I wouldn't have slept tonight otherwise. Dime bars would have still been dime bars in 1994. They should have been. Nut is a dry, indehiscent fruit, means it has a hard woody shell that does not open at maturity, containing a single seed, rarely two, derived from a compound ovary. Examples include hazelnuts. Oh, hazelnuts. Cadbury take them and they cover them in chocolate. Some are legumes, some are stone fruits, some are seeds. Hazelnuts are the only ones that are actual nut. Mad, innit? Chestnuts and acorns rather than common colouring nuts like almonds or pecans, which are actually drupes. This is blowing my fucking mind, man. When we mentioned dime bars, did I mention armadillos? It's the other way around. I mentioned armadillos and then had to mention that it came from a dime bar advert. Since then we've got on to dime bars. Peanuts are legumes. Where? Les légumes. I'll be right back. Near what is? Incoming massage. Incoming massage. Is this right? Hang on. Right, there's two questions for this one, Christine. Incoming message. There's two questions for this. So this is on a live, right? Is that connected to my live, or is that connected to your searching history? I need to know this. Bum enhancing shorts. And where do I get them from? Is this like a no pain BBL? Is that what that is? We need to see your search history, young lady. Is it armadillos that can have the plague or... Oh, I don't know. Basically, armadillos are like a mouse, aren't they, in a tank? Mrs. Tom and yourself are in a hotel in Gloucester. See what? I've had some really sad news. The father of your godchildren, your dear friend, died at the weekend. Oh, sorry to hear that, mate. Yeah, I'm not surprised you're there to offer your love and support. Oh, that's horrible, mate. That is horrible. I will send in love and vibes from the paws as well, mate. Horrible, that. Brazil nuts are seeds from a capsule fruit. Cat is being looked after by the mother-in-law. Oh, good on you. Good on you. Mama, Mrs. Tom. Your bum needs some enhancing as the depth of a Fox News presenter. That's shallow. Do they work though, Christine? Do they? You're all okay. You're popping on because in the strangest of ways it's Wednesday and you hold us all in loving, friendly regard. Right back at you, Cleopatra. You're not bringing down the tone at all. Absolutely not. These things happen, unfortunately. It's going to happen to all of us, so it's nice to know that when it does happen, there's people there to reach out to, and we're all here for each other. And sometimes you do need that bit of a vibe, don't you? You need a little bit of something to take your mind off it. And what more could you ask for than a tall, melty-faced fella shouting armadillo every 5 minutes? You're not buying a pair. Your derriere is big enough. When you say big enough, and I don't want to go into detail on this, life has changed, hasn't it? The whole world has changed. Remember watching the Fast Show? Does my bum look big in this? If you answered yes, she'd be gutted. Now, if you answer no, young girls would be gutted. Does my bum look big? No. Oh, I have to go back to the gym. Whole thing's changed. Just on its head completely. Armadillos carry the bacteria that causes leprosy. Oh, Hansen's disease. When you have that, do you drop? We always bring cheer. We do. Which is why when you put your beer up, you shout cheers, because that's what we're doing, bringing cheer. Over 16% of armadillos in Florida and over 20% in other parts of the US South are infected. Is that because the dirty gerties? Are they filthy? Is that what it is? Are they spreading it round between them? Filthy armadillos up to no good of a night. Passing each other diseases. Koalas, don't they have chlamydia, koalas? They wouldn't let you hold one in Oz, but mainly because of the claws. Yeah, you've got to be careful with the claws because they're vicious little bastards. Is it chlamydia? I'm sure it is, isn't it? Which also sounds like a name a Scouse kid could have. Chlamydia! Fucking come in, your tea's ready. Where's your sister Chardonnay? Is it Hansen or Hanson? If it's Hansen, we can blame the Swedes. There you go. It is chlamydia, which is a song by Robbie Williams, apparently. 85% of koalas have chlamydia. They must be shagging morning, noon and night. No wonder they're always looking knackered, falling asleep. That's all they do. Everyone turns their head in Australia and they bang at it. They finally have a vaccine approved, though. I would think so. Poor little creatures. Why have koalas got chlamydia, though? And did they have it first? Does the entire global chlamydia outbreak come from one Australian pervert who couldn't keep his hands off one? Funny, we're just humming and bop. It's a sign, Louise, it's a sign. It transmits to babies as well. Sure. Thought it was like thrush. Natural yogurt always. Like their chlamydia is not the same as ours. Is there ever a chance that it could mutate over? Could we have some kind of super chlamydia? That'd be dangerous. Never mind COVID. That'd be the next one. Super chlamydia. Love those crazy little guys in Australia. And the koalas as well. As well as the drop bears, of course. Alright, koalas. C. pecorum is different from the strain that affects humans. C. trachomatis. That sounds like a Greek left back, that, doesn't it? C. trachomatis. Cross it to the back post. Header. Schitterende doelpunt, zeg. Sam is definitely on it today. You're like the ethical Google, aren't you? At your cousin's confirmation, you remember us seeing a room and the walls were absolutely covered in Hanson posters. Something like 98, sounds about right. The only decent Hansons were the three brothers in Slapshot. I'm sure they were called the Hansons, weren't they? They all had long hair as well. And glasses. What a great film that was. What a boss film. If anyone's not seen it, Slapshot. Paul Newman is brilliant in it. And the three fellas are absolute lunatics. I think they were three twins or something like that. Yes, I know three twins are not three twins. I know. It's a joke. Super chlamydia. That is more antibiotic resistant strains have been around for a while. Hyperchlamydia then. Can we have hyperchlamydia? Higher. You've heard of super gonorrhea once. I saw super gonorrhea supporting email radius in Toronto in 72. Hansen is the best. Oh, it's the most common last name in Norway. It's because so many fellas called Hans are all, being naughty bad villains. The Hansen triplets, they were brilliant, weren't they, in Slapshot? Genuinely brilliant film. Funny. Them three. Just, oh man. And there was loads of proper ice hockey players in it as well, wasn't there? Proper ice hockey players. So when you're like doing stunts and what have you, it was done correctly. They could all skate. They all knew what they were doing. Supersonic Chlamydia is on tour in Quebec at the moment. They are. Fantastic band. 4 bass players. No drums. And a fella on one of those little tiny toy pianos that sound all clinky, clinky, clinky. Amazing. That a band Sonic Youth could have been. Resistant gonorrhea is more of a problem than resistant chlamydia. So we need to be careful. Careful about what? Careful about where you stick things. Careful about what you hold. Just careful. You have to keep up on all that for work, so it's not even tabs anymore. Sam knows all this. Just hitting us with the truth bombs. I don't need no tab for this shit. I am on this. On it like Wallace and Gromit. Lovely stuff. So yeah, we need to be careful. And if in doubt, natural yoghurt. Just not a Muller Crunch Corner, obviously. You don't want that. Getting into crevaille. Is it crevices? Crevaille? Slapshot and Rollerball, James Caan, Rollerball. First movies your dad let you watch with naughty words. And that was a boss film as well, Rollerball. Was James Caan, wasn't it? He was a tough bastard in, wasn't he? In real life, James Caan. I have to double check things with tabs. You don't have to check things with double tabs, Sam. You just do because you are thorough. That's what that is. That's a good thing to be, very thorough. You have friends who got the dirty pecked as soon as they were dry behind the ears. You've never had any. Yeah, I got put off. One of the lads in work was talking about it. The old STDs, or STIs as they are now, yeah. About having to go to the clinic and get the umbrella down his, describing the feeling, I almost threw up. It was horrible. So I always dip mine in bleach, which is quite handy. Bit of Triple J. Jinxie Jungle Juice. Jinxie Jungle Juice. Dink Dank Do. Well, in Alio. Got to be plain yogurt. Has to be plain yogurt. Plus, you can't eat it afterwards either. Even if it tastes even more tangy, you can't eat it. He threw someone out of a high-rise window. Is he Russian? No, he's taking his time. That's a Russian thing, that, isn't it? People suddenly losing the balance and falling out of windows 20 minutes after annoying Putin. Strange, that, isn't it? Don't panic! You had a Vauxhall STD back in the day. Do you know what? We had one. We had a Ford Sierra XR4i, which I loved. And we had to get rid of it. And my dad swapped it for, or sold that and got another. He got a Vauxhall Cavalier hatchback SRI, and it was shite. I hated it. Absolutely hated it. Oh, it was horrible. It was like going from a Spitfire to a Tiger Moth. That's one for the plain peeps. Horrific. I hated it. Hated it. Morning, Jackie. What I did have, my first car was a Ford Capri. It was a 1600, but the fella who had it painted it black and put 2.8 infection on the back instead of injection. And it was absolutely right. When I bought it and opened it, it had half of Ainsdale Beach in it, 'cause I think he was going down there, getting up to dirties. Filthy beggar. Filthy beggar. God, I wish I had that car now. Not everything can be screened for. Many people never show symptoms and don't get checked. Oof. Not good. Do you know that Tivoli in Copenhagen was originally called Tivoli and Vauxhall? Did not know that. How's your diet going, Steve? Oh, we're talking about food constantly. Horrific, isn't it? Do you always get tested every 6 months or between partners? Yep. Ooh, the I badge. No. The XR4i, brilliant. SRI. That I was no good. That was a 1600. It went from a 2.8 V6 to a 1600. Oh, it was horrible, horrible. Couldn't overtake anything. Whereas you could in the Sierra. Just lash it into third gear, between 50 and 70, put your foot down, and you would be gone. Should have got a Cavalier GSI, it went like a rocket. None of them went like a rocket after driving the XR4i. That was proper rapid. I think someone might have tweaked that car slightly. I'd love one of those back. Never been a fan of Vauxhalls. We had a... What was the one that came after the Cavalier? I can't even remember what it was called. It was Vectra. We had a Vectra for a while. Hated it. Hated it. And it wasn't even a Ford versus Vauxhall thing, because I drove all kinds of other stuff. A couple of my mates' BMWs, I like them actually. Despite being a big Mercedes fan, I like those BMWs. What was the Vauxhall Chevette? Someone who did the relief in the pub that we had a Vauxhall Chevette, powder blue, hatchback. I had to drive down to the Grapes in Formby, but I take my dad now over Thursday to go and borrow a 22-gallon of Heineken off them. Me and my mate trying to get it in the back of the bloody car. As soon as it went in, the whole car went like that. I like that though. Them Chevettes were really nice. Cute little things. You are slowly getting smaller. Lovely stuff, Steve. Oh, man. Like koalas, some mothers pass the baby. Gotta be careful, man. Yeah, the Vectra. SRI 140 was your first car. Oh, lovely stuff. I couldn't get used to it. Probably because we'd come from having quite a few Fords. It was the XR4i, then it was onto the Cavalier. After that was Sierra Sapphire. Then Mondeo. And I think that we got the Vectra as a loan car while the Mondeo was getting sorted out. Just didn't like it. Sean Locke talking about his new Vauxhall that is long and narrow like a canal boat. Always makes you laugh. I should go back and try a Vauxhall. Just see if it was that one car that didn't feel right. Or rather those two cars. The Cavalier was never going to be right because when you close the door on the Sierra, it felt like you were closing the door of a castle. The whole thing shook. It made a massive deep noise. When you closed the Cavalier, it went, what the fucking hell is this? So it was never going to win, was it? It was never going to win. But I might have been a bit harsh. You been to Tivoli? Tivoli, has they? Vauxhall is shite now. My ma had a Vauxhall Frontera, which she loved, called Wilf. And she would have one now if she could. Absolutely loved it. Despite the fact that it was bloody awful. Because she never cleaned it. Same as she's got a Ford Focus now. Holy shite. If you want to clean that car, you need a shovel. It's horrific. Unless you're talking about Vauxhall Motors, the football team, Steve-O. The shite. Your dad had a H465 FLB, a beige Cavalier, M498, Oscar Juliet Alpha, 1.8 injection expression. Late in the line before the Vectra. Wire effect alloy wheels that you had you clean with a toothbrush. Proper. Oh, what year did he go? The Peacock Harlequin and Columbine Theatre was pretty magical in winter. There was a red one. Too young to remember the reg. Frontera name is back, but not the old school Frontera. Although it doesn't look too bad. The same as the Renault 5, the electric Renault 5 actually looks sort of like a Renault 5. I quite like that. Were you a naughty boy? He was always a naughty boy. You can tell by the glint in his eye. It's very clean though. Needed to be kept busy, and your dad liked the weekend car wash. Proper old school. Why don't we do that anymore? I mean, I say that, and I take my car and get it cleaned. Get it done by the whoever they are this week. Poles 1 week, Romanians the next, whoever they are. Nice fellas, but, you know. Bloody foreigners coming over here, cleaning our cars, making a great job of them. I should be doing it myself on the driveway, but I can't. I've only got one hand. Don't know if you've noticed, I'm disabled. Your first car was a Cavalier in beige. Bring back beige cars. Beige Vauxhalls, bring them back. Beige cars with brown vinyl roofs. Orange and brown interiors. Can we not go back to that? We thought they were shit. They weren't. They were great. Cars with character. Your mum's parents' last car was a Lada. They were massive all over, well, Eastern Europe and bits of Northern as well, weren't they? Northern Europe. Could have been a lot worse, you could have done. Renault 5 looks great, the new one. Few Frontiers the same as the Fiat Panda and the Citroen C3. That's the only car chat we've got, I'm afraid. There's been no car stuff done. Yeah, the Renault 5 looks like an actual Renault 5, so I quite like that. They're all white, aren't they? Cars at the moment. Christine's doing Michael Barrymore impressions now. All white at the back. Not all of them. We're starting to see some actual colour coming through again. There was a stage when everything was either white, black or silver. Now there's some actual coloured cars. Proper. Pastel blues. Bright yellows. Bring them back, man. I want to see that. A Lada. They did not have a good reputation, neither did Skoda. Or Skoda, as they are now, aren't they? Skoda was shit, and then someone decided, no, we've had enough of this. Let's go and take them to Volkswagen. Volkswagen will make them. They'll be the best cars on the road by an absolute distance. Nobody will know. Until people started driving them. Holy shit, this drives like a Passat. Because it's a Passat. With a different badge. Ooh. That's a good idea. Mum's parents' first car, Casper, was a Citroen from 1939. Suicide doors, the ones that open the wrong way, which are horrific. They look, oh yeah, I wouldn't drive one of those, but yeah, what a great thing. Citroens are mad, I like Citroens. Bought a new gun and snow foam bottle for the car share. Found the smaller gun was better than the lance. There's a joke in this somewhere, isn't it? Tivoli in December 2022. You rode the recount. Painful. Didn't have a good rep there either. It was a money issue when your mum decided not to drive anymore. She sold it to your cousin. They used it for field racing. Snow foam. Yeah, we like a bit of snow foam. Citrus pre-wash, bit of snow foam. Whip your lance out. What are the Chinese electric cars that are supposed to be good? There's a few, isn't there? BYD, J-Cood. There's a fella up the road who's got a J-Cood. He was going to buy a Range Rover, and he saw this thing, and it's like he's saving himself 50 grand just by buying the Chinese version, which is insane, absolutely insane. But it looks fantastic. It sounds good as well. Outrageous. You've got to wash your car with snow foam. Some TFR on there as well. If you know, you know. Is it the self-driving one? I'm not sure about that. It doesn't look like a Range Rover, but it doesn't look too different. And it's, as he said, he saved himself 50 grand just buying that. Which, obviously he must have had the money to buy the Range Rover in the first place, but if you could save 50 grand, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? I'm worried about my car for the next time, I think. Got to take it in on the 21st of April. Take it into the garage to get checked over. Make sure it's alright. I'm hoping, I think it might need brake pads. But it only squeaks when I'm reversing off the driveway. I know you're not supposed to reverse off the driveway. The Chinese EVs aren't allowed on military bases in this country. Teslas are self-driving. I thought maybe the Chinese were as well. Don't trust those Teslas. That weird thing that looks like it was drawn by a kid. Cybertruck, is it? Keeps locking itself and going on fire so people can't get out. It's not allowed in Europe. The EU will not allow it. It's not safe. Bizarre to see how they're taken over from the established Euro brands, yeah. Where once there was VW and Fiat, and Peugeot, of course, BYD, MG, and Moda and J-Cool. They are because they're made to a decent standard and they're cheap. And if the European and traditional Japanese companies don't sort of catch up with them, they're going to be knackered, aren't they? Rutscherbahn is a great old wooden roller coaster from 1914. Did you notice the operator that rides in the coaster and manually speeds it up and down? Rutscherbahn means the roller coaster. Oh, I did not know that. We used to have an old wooden roller coaster here in Southport, a proper old one. To the point where it was, you could see bits of it falling apart as you were on it. No one cared. Have you put ethical Google on your CV, Sam? It is a badge of honour, isn't it? I'm like Google, but ethical. Put it on your tour posters next time you support an 8 mile radius. Apparently they play in Toronto in 2072, 100th year anniversary. Do they have a kill switch or a transmittable software capabilities? Nobody trusts the Chinese, do they? Whereas, I don't know, what kind of... Where do I go with this? Are the Chinese any worse than Musk and Tesla? Or Google? Or any of the big American software companies? I don't get it. It's about control, isn't it? Don't buy their car, buy ours. We don't spy on you. Honest. load of shit on it. Cheaper cars are very popular there because you have up to 300% import tax. Yeah, a 10k Volvo costs 40k. It's mad, innit? You have not put it. You sorted out, Sam. The ethical Google. I don't do roller coasters. Don't do roller coasters. Never been to a theme park other than Tivoli. Anyone's height thoughts here are very valid. Is that because you have to be this tall to ride this coaster? Is that what it is, Tomasz? Sorry. They aren't sure if you can listen to the surroundings. Whereas the fucking Tesla, of course, would never ever think about listening to you, would it? You can't do that, Dave. Rich Cabana was incredible. The brake person stood, leaning, controlling the speed. The floating feeling, considering its age and construction, it's incredible. Things were made to last back then. They were built properly. A dreadful picture of Mrs. Tom and yourself screaming on it. Is that on the internet? I think I've seen that one. The day after the confirmation here, it's called Blue Monday. Kids go to places like, oh right. It's like the big tradition, is it? Get confirmed and go out and go mad. Tried to drop thing they have in Tivoli. It was terrifying as a 13-year-old. Fuck that Sky High. Not a chance. Nah. I can't be doing with. I've never been on a roller coaster. And I don't like the fact that I can go to the dogging car park in Southport and see the big one in Blackpool as clear as day. You should be able to see things like that far away. Although it's only 9 miles. I have checked these things, obviously. It's just outside of the 8-mile radius. I was looking at that for a reason. Yeah. Nah. You're alright. Alton Towers? Nah. I'll stick with Allerton Towers in Liverpool. Much better. My mate got married there. They're since divorced. There's no blue plaque. There's no blue plaque. Thinking everyone does those spinny things with plastic seats dangling from chains. Bollocks to that as well. You have an old wooden roller coaster at the Pleasure Beach at Yarmouth, Great Yarmouth. We need to keep these things going. Old school wooden roller coasters. Don't let them fall into disrepair. To be replaced by some tubular steel thing painted the same colour as Ribena or something daft, you know what I mean? Am I too tall? I might be a smidge over. Love roller coasters through college. Tried to get them in your late 30s. Did not feel good at all. You've done your day. You've done your days, Sam. That's it. Louise has been on the big one. How about the roller coaster? It's only down the road from you though, isn't it? Blackpool. Literally down the road. In fact, if you got onto a skateboard, just let gravity take yourself, you'd be there in no time. They always get you with those pics. You always one from Legoland that your sister still mock you for. Yeah, no. That's all I'm going to say on that. Roller coasters, yeah, no. And yet, if you put me on a track in a car, I quite happily drive very fast. But then I feel in control of that. In the town where I was born, lived a man, sailed the seas. He did. What was your favourite ride, Sam? What's your favourite ride? The only correct answer, of course, is hubby. Your mouth contorted in a way that's just hilarious and you hate it. But think about it this way, Casper. You've brought your family years of joy with that. That's all it's about, isn't it? Oh, sponsor me thermos, you bastard. You've not been on a roller coaster? Christine, I thought you would have done. You saw like the Noah's Ark though, when the fair came round. I would have thought you'd have loved roller coasters. Being at the front, goggles on, thinking that you're going to be like taking off in a plane. Thought that would have been you. As a last ride, the big one is probably a good one to have, it is. That would make a really, really good video as well, wouldn't it? The last ride on the big one. do is ride around Sally. Royd, Sally, Royd. Is that the swinging ship? hang on. The swinging ship. Right, is that... Let's get this one right now. Is that the ship that goes like that? Or is this something else? Because I've seen there's some cruises, isn't it? Some Nordic cruises where a lot of that goes on as well. You're happy your temporarily frightened face gives people a laugh like no other. That's what you're there for. Went most often to a place called Cedar Point. I can't see the point in there. Sorry.
Very poor. Very poor indeed.
Did a twin coaster, that was fun. High-fiving folks on the parallel train. All right, that sounds boss. Racing each other. Legoland's good. They have a very chill things and it's perfect for non-thrill seekers. I want to go to Legoland. I need to go there at some point in my life. Don't do roller coaster, you just struggle with spinning teacups. Yeah. I don't know. I don't think I could, to be honest with you. Thomas, you want to go to Legoland as well? We'll go next week. There you go. Sorted. I'll bring a load of cameras. We'll do travelogues. Does sound class, doesn't it? You're brave enough working at height in all weathers. That in itself is thrill seeking for me. It's a big roundabout that also goes up and down. Like sitting side saddle on a wooden motorbike, like the Queen. Also like the one where you're held by your shoulders and your legs dangle. Balls to that, man. Casper, usually describe your face like if you drove quite a bit over Brad Pitt. Several times, back and forth. Nah, we've seen you. You're a handsome young man. You didn't win the must-be-win lottery tonight, no. Add Legoland to the pause outside broadcast list for when it is won. There's another big jackpot on Friday for the Euro billions as well, isn't there? That is going to be done. Genuinely, if that one of those came in, I would spend a lot of time just travelling places just to make stuff for the pause. How boss would that be? Go to a Caribbean island, take a camera, a good laptop, do a live stream from there. How annoyed would you be? What's that bastard? Of course you wouldn't be annoyed. You'd all be there with me. Obviously. Played it Thursday and won diddly squat, unfortunately. Jeremy Clarkson will be absolutely devastated with that. I want my farm back. Yeah, not that Caribbean island. Not that one. Jean Gers crossed. Jean Gers. Yes, you are rich already. You already have Mrs. Tom and Domingo. What more can you ask in life? You are winning at life, Thomas. You are winning at life. Anything else is just set dressing, isn't it? Although saying that, a diamond-tipped pimping cane would go fantastic at the Hill Dickinson. Strolling in, camera in hand, and when Judge Fred turns up, you can't film here, just point the camera and the cane at him. Oi, shh, 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 shh. Quiet. And action. Oh, that's what I could do for the next game. Get some and action merch made. Just wander around with that. One big camera on the front and action. See what he says to me. You can't wear that here. Yes, I know I'm live. For fuck's sake, this. Why is it always doing that? Do you know you are live? Yes. I can even see myself. I've been thinking about that though. Not seeing myself, no. Outdoor lives. I wanted to try it last year when it was warm, but it's never overly warm of a night, is it? Don't know, can I try it this year? Just buy one of those little wood burners, little tiny wood burner thing, throw a lot of pellets, wood pellets in there and just sit off with that going. Don't want to talk outside though. Don't me neighbours listening in thinking, what the fuck else is he talking about? Ali, you're definitely live too, we know that. That's an adventurous one, yet you're not sure you could do more than that a couple of times in the same session, lest you be in bits. Can someone teach you how to be as thoughtful and kind as Ali? Lulu Ballatini. Oh, everyone's thoughtful and kind on here. Everyone. Even you. Do you ever have something you call a tropical night? We call it that. No, if it's at no point under 20 degrees Celsius, we don't. Maybe we should. And we do have nights where it doesn't drop below 25 sometimes. That'd be boss. Imagine that. We'll have a go at it. We'll try it at least once. One night. Outside. Thermos full of something cool for a change. Stop, Louise, you're grand. You're grand, so you are. Yeah, seeing your godchildren has reminded you so much. It is. These are the riches. These are the riches of the poor, as Morrissey once sang. It is. You've got to take these things. It's not about money. It's all about what makes you happy. What's important in life. Family. You can't buy it, man. You can't buy it. Yes, Louise, you are your fab. F-A-B. You have tropical nights, but at your age. Are we talking like 10 ladies here now, are we? 10 lady. I was at that last night. Do you know how bad things were? I felt like I needed a pee while I was having a pee. That's how bad it was. Stood there aiming into the bowl, actually aiming into it, not next to it, not sides, aiming into it, thinking to myself, I could really do with a pee. Fucking have them on, you dickhead. Ooh, Christine.
It's going up, 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 it's there.
It is there. Lovely stuff. You reach Cruyff level. Can someone send Nash Mrs. Tom a tropical night? Been attached to a hot water bottle since September. Do you struggle in the cold? I don't mind the cold normally. You can throw on a Liam Gallagher coat and just stroll, can't you? Well, limp in my case. Mr. Moon. I have the power. And the Lord said, let there be moon, and there was moon. Casper, your mum got so bummed once and you asked why. She said her older sister just casually dropped. Mine lasted over 10 years. Oh. Can't cope with eat. Yeah, we're a weird species, us. When you think about where people live around the world, we just get used to it. We get used to what our sort of mid-range is, don't we? We can handle that all the time. Too hot, too cold, we can't deal with. And yet, you can move somewhere. People that come to the UK and then see us walking around in shorts while it's 4 degrees. It's too cold. It's not. This is all right. I couldn't do that in, the Antarctic, obviously. It's a bit cold down there. But people who live in freezing cold climates get used to it. Those who live in really hot climates get used to it. It's what you're used to. We're so adaptable. Now we're singing Man City songs. Super Dan will be happy if he turns up. Oh, man. Don't know why I've been like this all day. Feeling as though I need to cough, but I don't. It's bizarre. Without a love of your own. Blahoon. That's the actual words as well, Blahoon. True story. Oh. It is Wednesday, isn't it? Like, fuck that. I thought I'd forgotten to do something. Hate the winter cold so much you literally can't complain in summer. So he said the extreme heat is just a blessing. Then again, you never hit 40 like we did. We hit, it was over 40 on quite a few days, wasn't it? Which is not good. Not good. I just think if we had somewhere that was sort of in between, we'd be happy. Don't go below 8 and don't go above 36. I think we'll be alright with that. Fairly decent range, but I like snow. I like seeing a bit of snow. Saying that it wasn't overly cold today, and yet we had hailstones, snow, sleet, wintry mix. Our record got broke with like 3.5 centigrade or something wild. It was mad. It was. And I know London got 40 degrees plus. I think it said up here it was 36 or 37, but the ambient temperature around the car on the 12th of July last year, I know it was the 12th of July because it was Orange Lodge Day, the ambient temperature around my car was 40 degrees. Actual 40, it was horrific. And I had to drop Jess off in town. People walking here, there and bloody everywhere. It's ridiculous. Difference between the coldest and warmest temperature here so far this year is over 35 degrees Celsius. Not good. Yeah, the wintry mix, proper today, wasn't it? Sleet, hail, rain, sunshine, glorious sunshine. Looked like you could go out and... We had sunshine, the gardeners turned up, done the lawns, front and back. They look stunning. And then as soon as they finished, hail, sleet, snow. They still look great though. The proper lines in them diagonally. Looks boss. Like a Vanarama League training pitch. Sunshine. You water the hairdressers in the sunshine. Came home in sleet. Should have been the other way around, shouldn't it? Are you happy with your do, Louise? Are you happy with it? Is it looking lush? You look fucking fantastic. Fucking fantastic. Did it cost you an arm and a leg? Reminds me I need to go and shave my head at some point. It's getting too big, man. I'm looking like a hippie. 12th July of the year, you got an old Merseyrail back from the cricket at Trafalgar Road. Lost half a stone in fluid lost by the... Oh yeah, the heat on them trains was horrific. Looks lovely. Looks lovely. Does. Always does. Always does. Gorge. 2 years ago, you had to cut your mum's hedges in early September. Get your fucking hedge cut. And it hit a record 34.6 in the blessed centigrade. The latest in the year, you've nearly gotten sunstroke. Cry. Had a good covering of hail just after it got dark. It's mad, innit, Steve? It's mad. Say last week, only last week, it was 20 degrees Celsius. And then we got snow and hail and sleet and all kinds. It's mad. The sun's height in the day's length today is nearly identical to the 17th of September. I did not know that. Ooh, it's an awfully expensive trip to the salon. Ooh, yeah, even Frankie agrees. It is for ladies, and you know why it's more expensive for ladies? Because you'll fucking pay it, you half-wits. Stop paying it. Tell them straight. not paying that. It's ridiculous. £100 for a bloody haircut. When the barber down the road will do it with a knife and fork with like 18 or something. Pick cent. What? A 3-hour operation took place to rescue a Bernese mountain dog from what is believed to be an old well in County Offaly. 3-year-old Brew, fucking Brew, was out for a walk with his owner in Oxmantown Mall in Brr when he wandered off and fell into the 10 to 12 metre deep hole. What? That's horrific. Is the pics? There's pics. Poor Brew being saved. Oh, poor Brew. Hang on. There's more. There you go. I see a Brew. And there you go. What's all the fuss? It's alright. No biggie. Isn't that boss? Oh, what a face. What a face. Oh, it's boss. Good old Brew. You're going to see your hair looks nice. Always looks nice. Very willowy. The feral kitten is beautiful. Oh yeah, it is that gorgeous little kitten. At 16 in Copenhagen last week, but you haven't been over 12. Yeah, it went over 20 last week. It was amazing. Absolutely amazing. Tomorrow's high is 5. Council do your hair. Ah, that's where you get it done. Yeah, it looks lovely. It's very clean. Good to know English men know the correct response to women saying I've been to the hairdressers. You look amazing. When are you going back to get it finished off, etc. It's conditioned into us. Well, conditioned into most people. Sometimes you can't help yourself, can you? It's a lovely dog. Oh my god, the dog's adorable. It's his name Myron. It reminds you of that big old £500 man that fell into a hole last week in America and had to be hoisted out by firefighters. Did he fall into a hole or did he create a hole? Alright, you all played there as kids and never fell down a hole. If that was a kid or an elderly person, you'd be knackered, wouldn't you? You've got to be careful, haven't you, with that question from a lady. Does my hair look alright? Got to be very careful. Got to say it right. If you don't say it right, it might sound sarcastic or unfeeling. So you've got to be 100% and get it right. Look straight. Did you give you a pair of knickers with it because you made you look a right swat? Don't say that kind of thing, even though you might be tempted. Trust me, doesn't work well. Experience. Also, when they say, I've been the hairdressers, don't say, oh, is it shut? When you're going back to get it finished off. Or none of that stuff. It's not funny. Just not funny. Alright? Don't do it. Otherwise, you just end up being divorced. Yeah, don't be taking any risks, Ali. You've already got previous, haven't you? You got form for disappearing onto floors and what have you. And it was the great statue in Kazakhstan showing the 4 people that rescued a dog from a stream last year. What? Most wholesome news you've seen in a long time. I didn't see that. Is it one of the massive statues as well? Like the huge things? Ones that you can see from outer space? Massive bloody things. You know it wasn't one, but how deep the sinkholes go. That is one of the most scary things because there's absolutely... You don't know about them. If it's a well, you know it's there. You can put a little thing around it, can't you? Be careful. Well, don't go here. A sinkhole just opens up and it swallows buses and cars and lorries and all kinds. Some of them are insane. There's a massive one in I think it might have been California. And literally just, it seemed like a magic trick. Off you go. Nothing was there anymore. Face planting. We don't know more face planting, thank you very much. Flower planting, yes. No face planting. Created a chain of people to grip it so it depicts that on the bank where it happened. Oh, I didn't see that. Oh, that's boss. Yeah, it's what they celebrate in Mexico, they do. Cinco de Mayo. Which is where all your Hellmans disappears. Don't need to worry up Mount Pendle. You know what though? You could literally in one of those sinkholes, you could end up being at sea level. Top of Mount Pendle. The high above sea level. They are scary, aren't they? Very scary. Don't like him. Don't like him. And of course, if they start with this fracking and things like that, but they're going to be even more regular, aren't they? Over here and all kinds of stuff. This well, nobody knew was there because the Ayrton is mostly where trees are. All right, perhaps it was there. There was a tree that was removed after a storm. It might have been, mightn't it? That's why you normally, if you do dig a well, you build, or used to in cartoons at least, you build a little wall around it so people knew it was there. If you've seen that, you wouldn't jump into it because possibly you could end up in New Zealand or something. Got to be careful. And there'll be loads of them all around the world, won't there? Loads of mine shafts. But in North Wales is a bit like that, and like Cornwall and what have you. Anywhere where there was mines, you'd have mine shafts. You have to be really careful. This hole was covered in grass. Well, tie your laces up. Sorry. Yeah. No need for that, was there? Sorry. But tie your laces anyway. Where was it that a link disappeared? Oh, a lake disappeared into a sinkhole. It did, didn't it? Oh, I'm trying to think, where was that? There was genuinely one, wasn't it, where just the whole lake just disappeared completely. There's a car dealership in America that had one, and now some of the cars on display that dropped down here. That must be crazy. And do you rebuild on top of it? How do you rebuild on top of something like that? Can you fill it in? Oh, ow, ow, ow. Oh, ouchie, ouchie, ouchie. So much pain, man. You've got giant limestone mines up north and now tons of tourists and storage for cheese. Cheese works well in limestone. Hence Cheddar Gorge. Keeping cheese within the caves there. Perfect temperature. Same as for wine, for red wine. Cellar temperature. Not room, not fridge, cellar temperature. Too cold and you kill the flavour. Too warm and you may as well be drinking soup. Soup. Very, very stable it has. It's perfect for it. Craig David was looking for someone to fill him in, so he was. And not in a Scouse or Irish way either. I'll fill you in a minute, lad. Any hole can be filled, you just need the right person to fill it. Steve Osh's volunteered. Yeah, but those the sinkholes in the States, the ones that we've seen on like 5 seconds before disaster, all that kind of thing, how can they be done? What do you fill them in with? Where'd you get it from? There must be stuff you can put under to rebuild, but oh, man. Just start from scratch. It's mad. And half the road goes as well. That's got to fit on a t-shirt, that hasn't it? Any hole can be filled, you just need the right person to fill it. Filling his main cave. If you ask nicely, buy chocolates, flowers, scented candles, anything. What's the town in America where they decided to burn a seam of coal that's been burning for decades? What? I don't know, I've not heard that. Not heard. I can't speak at all today. For fuck's sake, man. You don't burn seams of coal. That, if anyone's started that, they're as thick as shit, aren't they? It's like trying to dig your way out of a hole. Sinkholes are one of those things that cause you anxiety, especially after very heavy rains, because you just don't know, do you? You don't know what's underneath the ground. You can dig into it and it looks alright, but you don't know what's at that level underneath, where there's got to be somewhere underneath that. It doesn't matter how much is on top. One little bit there and it all comes in. All comes in. You think you'd be okay? The only mine round here is the Sabden Treacle Mine. Treacle Mine. I can't speak. Sabden Treacle Mine. Right, you'll have to explain that one, Louise. What the bleeding hell is that? You think it's inspiring that Craig David is working with the Olympic archery team? Now his music career is over. Go on. I think I know what the punchline's going to be, but go on. You go ahead, Tomash. There's a line in a Danish film. It's pretty gross. You saw it as a teen, you'll never forget it. A hole is a hole, and a penis can be washed. Oh, the Treacle Mine, is that the one in Notty Ash to Jambuty Mines? Be careful, considering my nickname is Treacle, by the way. The UK and Scandinavia is pretty safe from stuff like sinkholes. Not completely. The UK, we've had loads of mining, loads of coal mines, iron ore, tin, copper, loads of mines, slate in North Wales, loads of them. So we have dug underneath. There's also the salt mines, isn't there, under Cheshire. So we are digging underneath all the time. We need to be careful now. Was the coal seam not Russia? You're not doing your punchline, Tomash, for your Craig David setup? Get to Russia. Oh, I haven't electrocuted myself today, have I? I should have done that earlier. Waiting for Ali to ask. Do you want me to ask? What's Craig David doing with the Olympic archery team now? He's the bow selector. You never know one, do you?
Very poor indeed.
Very poor indeed. Very poor. Yeah. I cottoned onto that straight away. A movie follows a dumb guy called Paul. So the movie is called Paul Fiction. Actually, it was made because he was an advert character that got super popular. All right. Ali Alio, no worries. Bon nuit, mon chéri. Enjoy work tomorrow. No running around. No pissing around by mines either, and holes in ground and sinkholes and things. None of that. Got chalk mines in and around Norwich. A famous picture of a double decker, half in the a hole in the road. It's mad, isn't it? Not getting any funnier. Yeah, I know where we are. On one side, like Guildford Road down there, one half of the road is on clay and the other half is on sand because of where we are. So half of the road that's on sand is constantly falling in. So I have to remake the road constantly. Stupid. You missed that one. Can you get a rewind? You can indeed. We'll fill you in. You are a natural born comedian, a natural born thriller. Thriller Black. Info incoming. Intel incoming. What's the sit rep here? Yeah. Definitely more positive vibes. Definitely needed, isn't it? Jeez, man. I was doing that when I was on my walk earlier on, and I think the fella in front of me who was walking around with an Alsatian was thinking I was taking the piss or trying to be funny. Is he alright behind me? Dog kept looking back at me as well. You know, one of those dogs that look like they're really well trained, but also they might be suffering some kind of dog PTSD, and all it takes is aftershave or the wrong coloured clothes and they go absolutely fucking mental. That's what it looked like. I can't outrun this. Phone, where's me? What about now? Beradati, right? Where are we? Oh, here we go. There's trouble in mines, the treacle mines that is, in the 1980s. The village of Sabden, Lancashire, nestled near Pendle Inn, was home to a treacle mine where dozens of cuddly characters worked on the black pudding benders, and parking looms. The characters were created by the Dewhurst family when Dad Bill was experiencing unemployment. He was inspired by medieval tales of mines containing magical cures. And being Lancastrian, he knew the cure to most things was a nice bit of treacle. Together with his 3 children and wife, Bill imagined the creatures who would inhabit this magical subterranean lair. Oh, isn't that boss? So it is a little bit like the Jambuty mines. I love stuff like that though. You want nothing more than a parking loom? That'd be great, wouldn't it? Black pudding bender, what do you call me? I've not had black pudding in a while either. Can you get vegetarian black pudding? I think it's a glass of water, isn't it? Steamed treacle pudding. See, everyone's getting fucking starving now, aren't we? First mention of something like that. Well, parking. Not had parking for a long time either. There you go, that's a good idea. We'll have a black pudding starter, nut cutlets as the main, parking for dessert, for pudding for afters, parking for afters. Steamed treacle pudding. Remember what's the ones that used to come in the cans? Who were they by? A can of treacle pudding. Heated up in a pan of water. Oh man, I used to love them. They're always in hampers every Christmas. You're gonna dream of parking looms. Heinz it was, wasn't it? Heinz. Or Heinz. Definitely had Heinz. Lions used to do the golden syrup sponge as well, didn't they? Oh, they were boss. I want them. I also want beef burgers in a tin. In gravy. Why? Why do I do this to myself? All those... It was normally the... it was the Christmas hamper. It was always in there, wasn't it? Nobody would eat the treacle sponge, but I would. I'd be the only one who ate the Christmas pudding. No one else liked it. And if you try and eat one of them to yourselves in one sitting, it's not good. Up it comes. You're going to dream yourself as a Northern Victorian industrialist overseeing an empire of parking loom mills. Will you have a stovepipe type hat? Oh, Frere Bentos pie with that odd pastry layer under the crispy bit. That's the best bit as well, isn't it? It's the sort of the new skin under the under the scab, isn't it? Put your off Frere Bentos for life. You can't beat a Frere Bentos though, can you? Oh, they're lovely. That's an idea. I can have that. Heinz, official condiment solutions provider partner worldwide to Everton FC. They are. We've signed a deal with Heinz. They're making money there, aren't they, at the club? The official workwear. Why do you need workwear at Goodison? Steel toe cap boots. Oh, obviously if you're playing against Millwall you'll need them, but yeah. Mad. Heinz. Are they going to change the red sauce to blue sauce? They did have blue sauce, didn't they, a while ago? Or was that like an April Fool type of thing? Sure they had blue sauce. But I often think about stuff like that. Food that I wouldn't even look at twice nowadays. I would love. Just going back and hogging loads of it. Is Heinz also the most common ketchup in the UK? I do believe it will be. Just with it being like the market leader, isn't it? Everyone knows it. But of course we also had Daddy's, didn't we? Daddy's sauce, which sounds all kinds of wrong. Would you like a bit of Daddy's sauce? Would you like some Daddy's sauce on your baps? Get away from me, you perv. I'll fucking scream. I'll fucking scream. My Uncle Michael bite your fucking nose off. Not like Daddy's sauce. Most common beans as well. Isn't that one of the maddest places? The Heinz factory in Wigan. Doesn't it make something? I can't remember how many millions of tins of baked beans it makes every 20 seconds. It's mad. Owned by Robert Kraft, yeah, the person who owns the New England Patriots, and also coughs and sneezes, Kraft Swiss cheeses. Your most famous condiments are called Grafton. You find Heinz a bit sweet. This is to do with where you live as well, by the way. The taste buds where you live are different. And this happens all around the world. There was a brilliant BBC, was it Inside the Factory? It might have been actually. Where they were talking about why UK chocolate is better than anywhere else in the world. They went, well, that's because we live here. So it's catered to our taste buds. The American chocolate they found to be a little bit more bitter, I think it was. Japanese chocolate had a hint of fish about it. That's bollocks, it can't be right. And whoever was doing the tasting went, yeah, I can see that now. It's to do with what your normal taste buds are like, what you like, what needs to hit it. And with us, it's that particular style of chocolat, and obviously a bit more sweet when it comes to the sauces and what have you. Yeah, we keep talking about food. I know I'm fucking starving here, man. I'm so hungry I could even eat me Ma's cooking. That's how bad it is. Me Ma, she's got a black belt in cooking. Kill anyone with one chop. She can boil a nice bit of toast. Ours is the only house in the street with the bin bags of her ulcers. Massive Cadbury Easter egg backlash this year. Same as last year and the year before. It is nearly tea time for Sam, and we're all moaning here. You can actually go and make food. We can't. Well, we could. Not many people are going to be out there at 10 o'clock at night, are they? Making nut cutlets. I want nut cutlets. Centralia, Pennsylvania, has been on fire underground since 1962. Please, please, please let me. Have they got that written down somewhere on the outskirts of the town? Centralia, Pennsylvania, population 14,000, been on fire underground since 1962. I would love that. Your mum's friend worked for a big company called Arla. Would that be the people that also make skyr? Yeah, Arla skyr, isn't it? She got on her hands on some of the chocolate milk that normally only goes to American soldiers. Too sweet and so chocolatey. Because it's for them, isn't it? Arla skyr. That's what they do, don't they? They make all the yogurts and what have you. It's a Danish brand, but with stuff like strawberry and cinnamon that you don't get. Much sweeter and better. Again, these things, you go to places and everything's got a particular flavour to it that we don't have anywhere else. But everyone that lives there loves the taste of it. Tomash, it's been a long few days and some sleepless nights. Gonna head off, but no worries. Catch up with you soon. Take care. Love to you, Mrs. Tom, and the rest of the family. And hopefully you will dream tonight about black pudding benders and parking looms. Big up the parking looms. Population 0, it's on fire. But they don't live underground, do they? They're not troglodytes. They live on the ground. They don't live on the ground either. Live in houses. Have you got the central heating on? Nah, it's just underground, isn't it? It's on fire. Bizarro. Arla Foods is a major international dairy cooperative. All right. Owned by over 9,700 farmers across Europe. Established through historic Swedish-Danish mergers. Yeah, it's seen as being high quality and natural, which is why I think Arla Skyr sells quite well in this country. People like that idea. We look at the Scandinavians and see it as a sort of a healthy way to live. And then we think just having Arla Skyr for your breakfast of a morning will get rid of all the shite you've been doing for the rest of the week, you know what I mean? 15 pints every night. A kebab every night. Bacon butties of a morning. This will sort it out. One pot of yoghurt, that's going to fix everything. Skyr is also an Icelandic invention. I'm convinced the Icelandics are absolutely insane. I'd love to live there. I bet you they're just absolutely nuts. They're away with it constantly. I could live like that. I like a bit of lunacy in my life. Not too much, just enough, you know what I mean? Iceland is definitely on the bucket list for me as well. Or rather, on the lotto list. I'd have to win the lotto to go there, wouldn't I? My mate went there. Ran in the what's it called? Land of the Midnight Sun half marathon, that was it. He loved it. You mean you're wasting your time? No, Louise, you're never wasting your time doing that. Eating healthy. If you're dipping black pudding into it, then maybe you are slightly wasting it. No, you're never wasting your time with that. It's good. I was never a big breakfast eater. Never, ever. Not even when I was a kid. I never used to like eating breakfast. I've had to force myself. And I've got used to doing it. I was having porridge when I come out of hospital. And got so used to it that I've sort of carried it on. My overnight oats now, I know that I can make me a cup of tea in the fridge. There's my almond milk. Next to that, my overnight oats. That's breakfast and my cup of tea sorted in the morning. That sets me up for the rest of the day. They have a midnight sun golf tournament as well. That'd be great, wouldn't it? Iceland on the lotto list. For Sam as well. If the Euro Millions come in, we'll fly everyone to Iceland. There you go. Jesper Parnevik, the golfer, always had 2 spoons of volcanic dust every breakfast. Is this on purpose, or do you live next door to somewhere that blew up? I can't imagine it being too healthy for you, but it must have stuff in it which is good for you, isn't it? It's got to be full of minerals. Boston has colder winters than Iceland. They were 20 degrees further north. Does Iceland get any of the Gulf Stream now? Is that where that comes from? Oh, spongy syrups. I want spongy syrups. Do you know what? Tesco sticky toffee sponge puddings. I've had the Kipling sticky toffee sponge pudding. I've had that. They're nice. Ooh, lemon sponge. Ooh, zesty lemon. I like a bit of that. I'm going to sort that out. I'm going to be the size of a house, aren't I, next week? But I'll have yoghurt of a morning, so I'll be alright. Thanks to the Gulf Stream it is. Warm water works wonders, man. That's why the Scilly Isles off the coast of the UK has palm trees. Warmth, man. So Iceland was just black and covered in steam vents. It pretty much is, isn't it? I mean, it looks stunning, absolutely stunning. Now, there is some grass there, isn't there? Lots of rock and grass. Land of ice and fire it is. And also there's that much heat underneath that all the houses are warmed by just hot water from underneath. Costs nothing. I genuinely love to go there before it gets too commercial, because it will do at some point, won't it? It'll get too commercial. That's why I'm glad I went to Cuba when we did back in 2005. Havana. The only time I've ever been to somewhere, some major city in the world, not a single McDonald's, no Starbucks, none of the usual signs that you see. Everywhere you go in the world it's the same, isn't it? McDonald's, Starbucks, same thing everywhere, not a single one. That felt amazing. It felt so liberating, so freeing, just to be away from it for 2 weeks. Lots of grass, and because of the thermal warmth, that's Europe's biggest producer of bananas. I did not know that. No Mackies in Iceland either. That's why mothers go to Iceland. I do know that all bananas that come into the UK go to Northern Ireland, because bananas change weight on the way in transit. They weigh a different amount at the start than they do at the end. So the weighed at the start, and then the weighed in Northern Ireland when you appear, and then that's how you pay your import duty. From there, they then get sent out to the rest of the UK. Fact. Actual fact. I don't know the reason behind it. I am presuming it's because of sugars turn into proteins, or the other way around, whatever it is. So the shape, size and weight of bananas changes. I didn't know that until about 4 years ago. At which point, my mind was blown. So every banana that you ever eat in the UK has been to Northern Ireland on its way. Where do we UKers get our sugar? You usually actually produce a lot of sugar here from sugar beets. I don't know, where do we get ours from? Tate and Lyle. I think it might just be, does it come from South America? There'll be something to do with slavery. That's what normally happens. I don't use sugar. I have a dolphin-friendly Earl Grey, almond milk, one sweetener, in a thermos. Sponsor me, you bastards. They'll lose moisture, therefore weigh less. Is that how it works? But then nothing else that comes in has to be weighed twice, apart from bananas. So I don't understand. It's weird. So our sugar comes from East Anglia, does it? Sweet. Yeah, most of our stuff, don't forget, most of our stuff will have historical ties to the slavery industry. Liverpool as a city was built on slavery. As was, I think, Bristol as well. Oh, right. Right, so there you go. Right, we're going to show that now. I can't really read it, but yeah. So moisture loss is definitely part of it. Well done. Well done, Lulu Bellatini. Ripening. Starches. All right, so when starches go to being sugars, or the other way around, whichever way it is, that releases moisture as well. Physical impact. Right, so it is that they lose weight. So you weigh them at the start, and when they come in, you weigh them again. And you pay your duty based on what the weight is, somewhere in between. You go both sugar beets and cane. We're lucky to have diverse enough climate for both. I went to a sugar plantation, an old sugar plantation in Cuba as well, on the outskirts of where we were staying. And it was mad. It looked like proper, like Wild West, US Wild West during the gold rush. It looked a bit like that. And they were showing you how they did it. Mad. It was still sort of working. Not as it used to be, but it was still, and it was working as a tourist place. The amount of work that you needed just to get a little bit of sugar from it was insane. Unless all the deadly spiders crawl out in Ireland. That might be what happens. That's why they're all fecking nuts. They're all bitten by crazy spiders. And also that's where they lose a lot of the weight. Kind of a tikka masala, but I'm thinking back to colonialism. Well, tikka masala didn't really start back then, did it? Did it start in the 50s or 60s or something? In Glasgow, I think. Can you make me one with sauce? It hasn't got sauce, it's dry. I want one with sauce. All right. Tin of tomato soup, some other bits and pieces, throw it on top. There you go, mate. What do you call that? Tikka masala, which is tikka in sauce. That's nice. Can you make us some more of that? Really? Yeah. Again, perfectly suited to the UK taste bud. And we then export tikka masala to India. The world's gone mad. Taking Lyle sugar cane, we shouldn't buy it. British sugar is grown in the east of England, where there's 3 factories to make sugar. I say I don't use any sugar at all, so. But if I did, I'd make sure I bought it from there, if that was the case. Should grow the sugar beets like you do. Sugar tastes the same. If it's sweet, it's sweet, isn't it? Spices are Indian, India, Britain, colonialism. The Raj, man. You were put off yucca plants because of a spider story when you were younger. Really? What happened? What's the story, Mandy? We grow sugar beet in the UK. What's the point in getting it from somewhere else then? Genuinely. The less you can make something travel around the world before you consume it, the better it is. In terms of quality, but also obviously for the environment. Buy local. I didn't know that, because I don't use sugar, and I've not used sugar in a long, long time. Not to say I don't eat things with sugar in it, but, I don't make it. One sweetener in my tea. I've got so used to the taste of that I couldn't even start back on sugar, I don't think. It'd start giving me, I'd go mad. I'd have a mad half hour every day running around, bouncing off the walls. I'll have to make another one of those before bed later, definitely. I'm drinking more and more of this all the time. It does taste nice. Isn't it crazy? Denmark has 6 million and produces enough food for 20 million. US doesn't produce enough to feed themselves. The world's biggest importer of fruit and vegetables. It is crazy. And I know there's some places that can't quite grow for themselves. There's so many things that we can't grow in our climate, which is why we need Spain especially. The south of Spain is just full of greenhouses. But also, if you want to grow all the stuff that you need yourself, it needs to be a linked in kind of system. Know what you need, when you need it. You need places to grow stuff, places to keep hold of it, warehouse it. We just don't have any of that. The infrastructure was taken away completely. There's a programme made once about all the bizarre creatures that shouldn't be living in Felixstowe but do because they come in on ships. I can imagine that's insane. I know from when my granddad worked on the docks, the amount of kids in Liverpool that had tarantulas as pets because they came off the ships. You're thinking these really should not be allowed into the infrastructure over here. If someone plays with it outside and it disappears, what's going to happen? What happens if a tarantula shags a daddy long legs? What's going to happen here? 7 foot tall tarantulas. No thanks, no thanks. Don't remember the details, but something about hundreds of baby spiders hatching out of a yucca. That can happen out of anywhere though, can't it? Yeah, using UV lights to find scorpions. I've seen that before. We do have a native scorpion in the UK, don't we? But yeah, if you use a UV light where there's nothing at all of a sudden you'll see a shitload of scorpions. It's mad. US grows loads of corn, wheat and soybeans, mainly to export. So yeah, again, if you wanted to grow things for your own population, there'd be no exports. You'd have to start growing what you needed and then working out where do we grow these things. What's the best climate? Which part of the country is best for this, for that, for the other? We haven't got the space in the UK to grow for ourselves anymore. Plus we couldn't grow, I don't know, pineapples, stuff like that. And no pineapples, no swingers, obviously. Yeah, like 60% of all fruit and veg in the EU comes from Almeria in Spain. They have so many white greenhouses. They have a minus on the global warming. They do, I've seen it. There's who done a documentary about that as well? Oh, who was it? Could have been Simon Reeve. Sure, he went there. Just as far as the eye can see, absolutely everywhere. In fact, you can see it from outer space on the ISS when it looks over and it's doing the cameras. He said all that white there, which should look brown. Spain should look quite brown because it's very warm. It should look quite deserty. No, all white. It's not an ice cap. That is all just greenhouses to feed Europe. And yet, economically speaking, they don't produce as much as they should do. They're way behind the UK and we produce nothing. Not anymore anyway. Ours is all service based, isn't it? It's bizarre. All individual farmers are working as a co-op. That again, you've got to link up. If you want to be successful at anything on a grand scale, you've got to work as a linked up kind of team. You know exactly what the chain is. Maximise profitability, portability. Make sure you can get everything out that you need to get out. Make sure you're growing the right things. Work together. You have a spider there called the Jesus spider because it walks on water. Also have a special species that live underwater. Breathes with its butt. I've seen that where it captures an air bubble and then, yeah, passes it down. Mad, aren't they? Is it called a Jesus spider? Because the first time you see it, the first thing you do is jump in the air and shout, Jesus fucking Christ. You do now grow crops in the UK that 50 years ago would have been unthinkable. Things like the beans they put into baked beans, haricots. Yeah, the whole world's changing, isn't it? Climate's changing, so you can grow things that you wouldn't be able to grow years ago. But again, this is why it should be an ongoing thing as well. Keep looking at the infrastructure. What can we make? What can we make for ourselves? And if we make loads of it, can we export some? Can we swap it for the stuff that we need from somewhere else? Rather than just being so reliant on going out and buying everything in. What can we produce? We should be producing something. We used to produce coal, iron, all that got sold off, so we can't produce any of that anymore. What else can we do? What else is untapped in this country? There's got to be. There's loads of space. I mean, you can't turn it into one great big farm, but there's loads of space. What can we make? Apart from fantastic music, wonderful comedy. There's the key. There's the oil. Now you see, with that, the problem with that again is it got sold off. The UK and Norway discovered the oil and gas at the same time, and we shared it between us. We sold all ours off. I think $6 trillion worth of oil and gas got sold off for about $6 billion as a quick hit, whereas Norway kept theirs, sold it off, but the money went back into the system, which we can't do because we've sold it. So even if we went back to drilling for more oil, that's already promised. Or that's where you're drilling is already promised to other people. They own it, we don't. And it gets sold on the open market. Then we have to buy it back at whatever price it was sold for. Which is why we should use more green energy, just to make sure that we're not at the whims of wars like there is at the moment. It's horrible, isn't it? Untapped wealth of Scouse poets. We have loads of them, to be fair. There are loads of Scouse poets. Craig Charles being one of the best. Did you know that? Craig Charles from Red Dwarf and Coronation Street and Robot Wars started off as an incredibly good poet. Very, very good. Used to love watching his stuff. He was on Granada of a Friday, I think it might have been. They had a programme where there'd be a band, there'd be a stand-up comedian, he'd be on doing poetry, and there'd be someone talking about art or something. It's brilliant. Loved his poems. Your exaltations are way worse, usually satanic. Someone might yell Satan Demel, which may mean Satan eat me. Or Satanglamel, which means Satan make me mad. I did not know that. Your oil fields were given to Norway because of a drunken meeting with a Danish minister. Many years later, never forgotten. Well, we could have been fine. We could have paid for the entire country over here, but short-term gain was thought to be the better idea, and it really wasn't. Neither was selling off the coal and the oil and steel industries. There could have been more and more that we used, but it's too late now, unfortunately. Green energy is definitely the best. Never be able to keep up with demand. Small nuclear power. It's not the only way. It's definitely an option. Try and use as much green energy as possible, and then top that up by using those small nuclear. If you can do that, and you can build them quick enough, it's a good way to do it. As long as we get ourselves away from being at the whim of wars, especially. The reliance on oil just makes everybody one little thing. If Trump wakes up in a mood and decides to go and bomb somewhere else, oil goes through the roof again. And he's liable to do that at the drop of a hat, isn't he? We need to get away from that. Rolls-Royce were looking at making those. I think, weren't they the preferred bidder? The Chinese wanted to make them. I think the French were involved as well. And then Rolls-Royce have come out on top, I think, in the bidding. They were looking at making them on Anglesey, was it? In North Wales. If you can make those, the one Hinkley C is just, that's taking forever and a day to make. Those massive places. If you can make smaller ones, quick, get in, get them done, get them up and running, be fantastic. People confuse nuclear power plants with nuclear weapons. Yeah. It's really not the same. Said to anyone who would listen for 20 years that a molten salt reactor with thorium is the way to go. We're all worried about nuclear because obviously what happened with Chernobyl and the fact that it affected us in Europe because of, it doesn't seem that close, does it? But it bloody is. It could happen again. Could happen again. Might not do. In the same way that Piper Alpha caught fire, an oil platform. That could happen. They can now make fuel New fuel for the old waste. I don't think you'd imagine that, 'cause it sounds quite familiar to me as well, Steve. Please don't remind you that the Orange Emperor just needs to say something like it's worse for 90% of us. Yeah, you need to get rid of him. Even if you bring in another Republican, just no one as bad as him. Most power plants have usually been fast breed reactors, which can melt down, so thorium molten salt reactor would be perfect. I saw thorium molten salt reactors about an 8 mile radius in Toronto. 72 it was. As long as it's not here. They've dropped the Frank Whittle shed to make room for something new. What's going on? Where can we put it? Are there no islands? There must be islands off the coast that we can just go and smash a load of reactors in there. I reckon there's going to be something else, genuinely. I know nuclear fusion and stuff like that. At some point that's going to come in. It will work, but I reckon there's something untapped that we haven't even discovered yet. That's going to be really easy to do. And even if you could just do it and click a button and the whole world had free energy for life, they wouldn't. Because the oil companies own the presidents and prime ministers and who have you. It's ridiculous. What's next? We need something different, man. Thorium has to be kept up running. Unlike uranium, that has to be kept down. Alright. To say it simply, it also isn't used because it doesn't decay. It's plutonium and therefore can't be weaponized. So presidents and dictators don't see it as good. So they want a secondary use out of it. We'll power your houses as long as we can go and flatten someone else's. Shower of bastards. Come on. Make love, not war, you know what I mean? Imagine. No more wars, man. No more wars. Just be sound. That's all you need to do. Just be sound. Imagine that. Everyone just being sound. Getting on well together. What could we do as a species if we could do that? Now you have to pay 3 times for your lecky. Once for food, once for council tax, food waste collection, and another for the lecky they produce from it. Someone's making money, Louise. Danish military's gone with blood banks and explosives to runways in Greenland in preparation. You always have to do that, don't you? Just be ready just in case. If your airplane's coming over, blow the bastard things up. Get rid of the runways. Hopefully at some point it'll stop, it'll calm down. The US government, they're struggling, aren't they? Money-wise, they're already struggling. He's bankrupted the country. And the amount of money that's being spent on weapons that they're dropping on Iran, which is not making the blindest bit of difference, is going to take billions. Was it I read today? They've used like $26 billion worth of certain bombs. It's going to take $50 billion to replace the ones they've just dropped. And it's going to take years to restockpile. At some point, there is going to be a tipping point really soon where the money, they can't borrow anymore because they're already in negative equity over there. There's not going to be any time or space to build what they need to be built. For weapons, there's going to be nothing there. At which point the Chinese are just going to stand up and go, by the way, we're in charge now. Seen a lot of F-16s and F-35s lately because 20 miles from there is a military base where you train Ukrainian fighter pilots. Yeah, him and his family and friends are making loads of money. Everything that happens a couple of hours beforehand, trading kicks off, doesn't it? Then all of a sudden he'll say something and then money, money, money. It's insider trading. It's ridiculous. But at some point, even the people that love him, you know, the ones who drive pickup trucks and wave foam fingers watching a NASCAR, you know those ones, don't you? Cleatai, I think they're called, aren't they? That's the plural of cletus, cleti. Cleti, love them. They're going to get pissed off when gas is costing a fortune and there's no food in the shops because of it, like the world's just not happy. We're not going to start sending you stuff because you're pissing us off, that kind of thing. Then the worm shall turn. This happens everywhere. We know this. Empire building doesn't work. We know that. Trust us, we've been there. At some point, you have to give it back. And when you do, the people that you give it back to hate you because you took it off them in the first place. This is happening in real time. We can see it now. There you go. Yeah, Louise. The US is on stage 5 of the 7 stages of the fall of an empire. It happened to the Ottomans, happened to the Romans, happened to us. Anyone that had an empire in the past, this has happened to. We know. And we can see it live. It's boss. Just seeing it happen. I would never thought I'd have seen an empire in my lifetime. But yeah, we're seeing it happening. Lost count of how many C-17s have flown over your head in the last 3 months. That must be mad seeing stuff like that, man. Saw him called out in the UK Parliament. Yeah, Davey called him out, didn't he? The Lib Dem leader. It is blatant insider trading. It's obvious. Do we train Ukrainians over here? Not sure we do we? Yeah, definitely call him out, prove his crimes, and then nothing happens. Very Teflon Don, apart from the fact that even the mafia would be embarrassed to do half the things that they're doing at the moment. The fucking balls on this fucking fuck. Spanish and the Russians, yeah, they're not happy. None of us are happy. We're all helping out. They train near Thetford Forest, about 40 miles. All right, didn't know that. Look how emperors and colonialists divided Turkey, Iran, Iraq, Syria with over 20 million Kurds now left out the country. This happens everywhere around the world, man. There's only so far you can go. Even the Russians, the Soviets, with the main man in charge. I don't mean Putin, I mean in the past, the main man in charge. I tell you what's going to happen here. Really? We're going to have a revolution. Really? I didn't think you'd do that. You push people too far, and it doesn't matter how great your military is or how much money you've got. The people fight back. You can't fight against them. There's too many of them. Crazy how close we are to the whims of a few dictators. It's a few old men as well, isn't it? It's just old men in the 70s and 80s who don't want to go to jail. Therefore, I will blow up half the world. Can we not just be sound? And look what happens when you do it. I mean, genuinely, during the Cold War, the US and the USSR, that close to ending the entire globe, while at the same time working together in space. The International Space Station came out of working together. And if the US and the USSR, as we're, can work together, anyone can. Why can't we all just do that? And if we shared resources around the world, you wouldn't have to fight over these resources. It's better for everyone. But you can't, because if you did that, certain people wouldn't be making money out of it. It's on its arse, man. It's on its arse. I should be intergalactic emperor of the universe. Things will change at that point. Starting with Liverpool relegated to the Vauxhall Conference. Oh, and that was the second thing. First thing, rename the National League to the Vauxhall Conference. Let's go back to the way it was. It is. Very, well, they haven't even got any consciousness. Absolutely. We lost our empire because we were bankrupted by the World Wars. We couldn't afford to keep it going. What's going to happen with the US at the moment? They're already finding out that they've gone bankrupt. They're in negative equity. And if the world starts trading oil in yen or euros or whatever it is, rather than dollars, everything's gone completely. There'll be a run on the dollar. It'll all be sent back to the Federal Reserve. It'll be worthless. The rest of the world is starting to suddenly realise that you can affect this. You can fight back against imperialism by just saying no. Just say no. Just say no. When they filmed the outdoor scenes of Dad's Army, it was all filmed on the training grounds near Theft. Ah, right. And funnily enough, what did we get tonight from Jeff? Don't panic. Don't panic. It is nuts. What a great idea for a sitcom. Just Dad's Army. What it is, right? During World War what? During the Home Guard were all these our fellas that were willing to fight if the Germans. And you're going to make a comedy out of this, are you? Really? Iran's allowing yen paid ships to pass Hormuz. They said that, didn't they? If you want to pay in yen, we'll let you through. The Iranians are not stupid. They've got a stranglehold on oil. They've got a stranglehold on what's happening around the world. And they're not really under any kind of threat from the US at the moment. Unless, of course, they suddenly decide to let the balloon go up and start using weapons that are slightly bigger than the ones they're using at the moment. At which point things might change. But for the moment, they're not. They're just sitting off going, nah, not having it. There's a statue of Captain Mainwaring sitting on a bench in Thetford Marketplace. Oh, is he? I bet you that's Boston. I love stuff like that. The same as there's an Eric Morecambe in Morecambe, isn't there? I need to go and see that. Last time I was in Heysham, I was going to go there, but it was night time. Dukey's a bit off its game tonight. Is it working? Is it working? Has it stopped? What the bloody hell's there? What? I love you, Daddy. Fuck, I'll have to move that one. That sounds a little bit too, you know what I mean? Know what I mean? Yeah. There's a lot of what's happened with the Orange Man, which shouldn't have happened. A lot of stuff went missing, and he's gained a huge amount of money. You were thinking Thetford was the UK Roswell, but it's Rendlesham. When did Dad's Army come out? Was it the 60s? Dad's Army, nearly but not quite with the title. I love you, Dad's Army. Not far away, not far away. A lot of army movies and shows from the 60s to the late 80s. Do you know, we had a few war type things, didn't we? Films and sitcoms mentioning the war. Nothing really, I don't know. Well, Gary Tank Commander, I suppose, and a few other things like that, but is it because the likes of Afghanistan and what have you is not as heroic? It's not as, I don't know. I'm looking for the words I'm trying to find here. Not as mythologised as World War II. Is that what it is? It's not as funny as World War II. Does that make any sense? World War II you can get away with making sitcoms from because, well, we won, we came out on top, but also, I don't know. Oh, I don't know. Just can't see them making a sitcom about, I don't know, the Falklands or Afghanistan or Iraq or something. Even though Afghanistan, I suppose, was, they say, Gary Tank Commander. It's not much more than that, is there? Northern Europe's biggest desert for a few spaghetti westerns. Army folks and westerns was big. Do you think they'll have a show 8.5 Is that not been on recently? On one of those mad Sky channels? VAT TV or Great TV or Rewind TV or something. Keep an eye out for around numbers 171 on Sky down to about 180 something. There's loads of channels around here that show these things. Sure that's been on. Lovely shoulders, boy, show 'em off. Lovely boy, lovely boy. Yes. Windsor. He's another one like Brian Blessed, isn't he? Didn't really need a director. He's not going to sit there going, what's my motivation, darling? What do you want me to do? Stand there and shout. Deal. It's weird, 20 years after the war and Home Guard movies got big. Yeah, there's something about World War Two and possibly World War One that means you can get away with making stuff about that. You haven't got Sky. Have you got Freeview, Lula Bellatini? Have you got Freeview? Because they're on there as well. I don't know what channels they are, but they're on there. Whispering grass. Why do you whisper green grass? Yeah. Donna Stell, wasn't it? Falkland sitcom with rogue penguin troops. If you don't make it, Channel 5 will. If you got Freeview, I'm sure they're on there as well. I'll find out for you, Lulu Bellatini. There's some really good stuff. Loads of mad 70s and 80s sitcoms and what have you. Things like the Avengers, the new Avengers. What was on the other day? Man About the House. The Lovers. Remember that with Richard Beckinsale and Paula Wilcox? With Jeffrey Bubbles Bum Bum. It's always talking about Percy Filth. Loads of mad stuff on there. Old school. Minder is on one of them as well, which is brilliant. Love Minder. Mandy's had a stroke. Of what though? Love Thy Neighbour. I can't see that being on, to be honest with you, Steve. Can't see that being shown again. I think there's a few. Curry and Chips, I can't see that being shown either. But there's some that you think possibly wouldn't be shown again, actually are. Falcon's Army, narrated by Benedict Cumberbatch, who can't for the life and pronounce Penguin. Oh, he can't, can he? He struggles with Penguin. Yeah, but you have a look on, if you got Sky, it's like the 170s, and if you're on Freeview, we'll find out. There's loads of stuff. Rewind TV, VATS TV, great TV. Loads of old school stuff. Man About the House I always thought was shit. I've started watching it recently, and it's brilliant. I might not have been the right target market for that when I was a kid. What was on today? Steptoe and Son's always on. Rise and Damp. Some brilliant stuff, man. Brilliant. Bloody brilliant. Bloody beautiful. What else did he have on there? I think Rewind TV has also got the Kenny Everett video cassette and the Kenny Everett television show, which was brilliant. I love that. 3.5 hot months, 70 video playlist on the Tube of You. There you go, sorted. That's your next couple of days sorted out. Bellatini. While you sat there bending black puddings, eating your parking. There was another channel as well that used to be on, which isn't there anymore, which was Forces TV, which was originally for the Forces, obviously. That had loads of mad old stuff as well. That had the Brothers McGregor on it. Remember that? Brothers McGregor. Scouse sitcom. A site you go to where you can find most TV and movies. Not illegal besides for the hosts of Givens. I didn't realise that. You sorted now, Lula Bellatini. We will hear the sound of guffaws coming from the top of Mount Pendle. Avalanches all over the place. Yaks disappearing left, right and centre. Riding the big one. Yeah. Giggles while you're riding the big one. Or whatever his name is. You filthy beggar, you filthy beggar. There's loads of stuff on YouTube, you know. Full sitcoms, full videos, full films. I forget to look at that sometimes. Because you think copyright would be taken down, wouldn't you? But no, they're always taken down. Is Phoenix Nights on there as well? I've not seen Phoenix Nights in ages. I've got the DVDs somewhere. Somewhere. They'll be hidden somewhere. I need to watch Phoenix Nights at some point soon. Surely FM coming in your ears. Great show. Can't beat it. Why's my phone going mental again? I'll do it later. Duolingo, piss off, I'll do it later. That playlist is not all it ain't half off, but other playlists are available. As long as there's enough on there, you'll be alright. Phoenix Nights was a great show. Fantastic. It reminded me of places I used to go. I used to drink in a social club called the VMH in Garston, South Liverpool. That's exactly what it was like. We had the same acts, I'm sure we did. I'm sure Jerry the Saint Sinclair appeared on there one night as himself. You checked your elevation after that LFA 17 stream and he was only 100 feet higher than your local hill. So whoever it was flying at 38,100 feet. That's massive, that, man. Could you see his cockpit? Phoenix Nights is on there too. Brilliant. Bookmark that or something, man, and send it to me. Definitely got to watch that. One of my favourites all the time. We used to watch that in the pub of a night. On a stay behind. Close all the curtains. Doors locked. Throw Phoenix Nights on. I had a couple of mates who'd never seen it before. So what are you watching this shite for? Put it on within the first 10 minutes. Do it almost on the floor, crying, laughing. What's this called? So we'll watch the rest of it tonight. It's all right. There's only one series out at that point. It's only on for 3 hours. We'll still be drinking at 4 o'clock in the morning, so we'll be all right. You'll have a show called The Mink Breeders. You need to make subs for it because you think you would really like. Crazy like Phoenix. Oh, go ahead. Oh, he does wear tight jeans. Oh, so you could definitely see cockpit. You filthy beggar, you. Max and Paddy are fantastic as well. Paddy has needs. Fucking hell, man. I always love Raymond the Bastard in there. Stunning, like a young Burt Reynolds. Yes, that needs to be watched as well. But in order. Phoenix Nights, Max and Paddy. It's a shame they fell out. Otherwise, that'd be on the Channel 4 streaming site, wouldn't it? And we'd all be able to watch it. But no. How dare you? How very dare you? Yeah, it's fucking brilliant. Yeah. And the Cliff Richard fella. Cliff Richard in jail, man. That's it. That's what's going on. That's going on the list. You booked? Well, have you? Genuinely, that's exactly what the club was like, the VMH. We had a paper tearer one Saturday night. That was the main act. A load of used Liverpool Echoes, turned them into all kinds of manner of shite. And a cheesy background. The drummer and the organist. Just what is this? What am I doing with my life here? That was one of those places where before the main act came on, they play the national anthem. So of course the compere. Can you please be upstanding for Her Majesty the Queen? The fuck me, the acts are getting better than here, aren't they? At which point my granddad went, shut up, and you had to stand up for the national anthem. At which point, when that finished, everyone sat down and the paper tearer came out. What is going on here? I should be in town in Liverpool with me mates on a Saturday night, and I'm sat here with my granddad and my uncles watching this bollocks. Wouldn't have changed it for anything, man. Those are the memories, they stick with me. Saw an American reacting to Phoenix, right? They didn't know Cliff Richard, so they really struggled to understand. Yeah, they wouldn't have a clue, would they? We think he's world famous. He's world famous in the UK. It's matter with you shaking like a shitting dog. The drummer with the brushes instead of sticks. Obviously, you know the score. You know you can practice with them on album covers and they sound just like a drum. Oh yeah, Raw Sex, Rolling River. They were boss as well. They were proper alternative, weren't they? I remember listening to Nigel Planer's autobiography, where he was talking about all this. And I'm also listening to now that I've listened to that, I'm now listening to an Alexei Sale autobiography, and they talk about these same people, about how out there they were. You see them on sort of mainstream TV with French and Saunders or with whoever else they were with. When they first started, they were probably like punk. They were out there, absolutely mental. Rolling River, I always liked how naughty he was. Very naughty, very naughty. The same as Tony Slattery. I always like people like that. There's too far, then there's like them. Just that little bit too far. Brilliant. That's what you need to be. Cliff Richard was known over there as well. Your granny's over at the radio going. Yeah, but we think he's world famous all over the world when he isn't. Be known in a few places. Australia will know him as well, won't they? The States, though, you've got to be really, it's got to be something different to go and break the States. And you could tell that by the fact that loads of people that were reacting to Oasis hadn't got a clue who they were. Loads of American reactors. Who is this band? What? How do you not know Oasis? They're famous all over the world, literally all over the world, apart from the US. Which I think that's changed a bit now, hasn't it? Crazy. He got crazy. I quite like the brushes though. You get more of it. It's more subtle, isn't it? Obviously, it's a bit more jazz, rather than. I'm shit at drumming though. I used to be able to do a little bit of like an indie beat. I could do that. But when I'm trying to write stuff, even before now, when I'm struggling with the Al keyboard thing, but I couldn't come up with drum beats properly. It was always something similar. Don't know how people do it. Don't know how someone just sits down and goes, right, in my head I can hear a drum pattern. How? Where does it come from? Anyone seen Spencer lately? He did bring a video out, didn't he? Recently. He's going to do something else, some kind of other test or trial or something. I don't know, it was lost in a sea of other videos, I think. If it isn't how to use your Sony ZV-E1 the best, I'm not really watching it at the moment. I need to learn how to use all that stuff properly. I think I've got a hand on it though. You can do a paradiddle. I'm sure the paratroop regiment will be quite happy having you as a mascot there, Mandy. You filthy beggar, you. I know what a paradiddle is. Takes some doing, doesn't it? A paradiddle. Yeah, it did half lose his way. I think biting the hand that feeds you is not a good idea, to be honest with you. Especially with, I mean, don't fuck around with Brits. Know what I mean? The crack is one thing. Getting it wrong and then not apologising for it and then doubling down is another thing. We'll be the greatest allies you'll ever have in your life, but we're also the worst enemies you can ever fucking have. Once you're dead to us forever. But it's terrible. You should have known. You should have known. Dan knows. You can start a paradiddle, but then it turns into a diddle. Is this down to your age again, Louise, is it? It just turns into a diddle. On the tenor lady drums. Got above a station. Unfortunately, I think that's a YouTube kind of thing. That's a hazard on YouTube. It's such an easy rabbit hole to go down. Believe in your own hype. When you suddenly look at a video that's doing thousands of views or oh, I've got so many subscribers. If it can turn your head a little bit, I think. Not with me, because it really doesn't matter too much to me. You know, I've not gone all in on YouTube as some people do. I've got a full-time job. That's where I'm going to get my pension from. But some people just see the numbers and think, right, that's it, I've made it. I'm a celebrity. You're not, mate. Unless you're one of those YouTubers that turns into a celebrity, which there have been loads of them, like. But it's not. You're making videos, you're doing well this week. Next week you might not be flavour of the month anymore. Someone else who's doing the exact same videos like you were doing could be the one who's getting all the views. Maintain your station. Always maintain your station. Paradiddle is what happens in the Paralympic Village between the athletes. Absolutely filth. The silver button was the beginning of the end. Does the silver button change people's perceptions of the YouTuber, or does it change the YouTuber's perception of themselves, and that's where things go wrong? I've seen some people where they've got the silver play button, put it behind them, and they haven't changed at all. Just seems to be the same thing, same people turning up, same views, same videos, no attitude change. So I don't know. Only as good as your last video. Absolutely. And not just that, to be honest with you, Louise, you're only as good as your audience. If you've got a good audience who are loyal and will look after you, then even if you have a shit video, they'll look after you, and you can go to your next one and try and get better and better. If you're not, and you alienate the very people who are the one who are propping you up, you're in trouble. Racy, oh hello, level one. It's coming up.
It's going up. It's there.
It is there. Level 1. Back of the net. Good evening, how are you doing? You okay? Where about in the world are you from? I ask this because if you have a look behind you, wherever anyone comes onto the chat, wherever they are in the world, I'll print off the flag. We have some new ones there, and we'll stick it up behind us as a thank you for chatting in the chat, which is the best place to chat, I think. That's the second one tonight, is it? Is that the second level up? Do we have time for a third? Will we hit the hat trick tonight? But yeah, it's the people, your audience. You've got to think about that as being the Scarborough, North Yorkshire. Oh, lovely stuff. Been in once before. Thought so, because obviously levelling up straight away, you must have chatted before. Scarborough, good place, Scarborough. I used to live in Middlesbrough, not too far away. Yeah, but your subscribers are the ones they're the base. You got to make sure that's solid base. You keep that as solid as possible. Start jumping up and down on top of them, there's a good chance it'll just snap into bits, won't it? Know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? You should know what I mean. Look after your subs, and your subs will look after you. We'd write that on a t-shirt, couldn't we? Oh, man. Yeah, my last video was doing alright, actually. I still can't work out why it's showing up as adverts. I haven't put adverts on it. Sorry, YouTube advertising. How? Oh, it's flatlining now. There you go. 2.4 thousand done by YouTube advertising. I haven't paid any for this. Ridiculous. Go to Middlesbrough fairly often to pick up faulty TVs, or you mend and resell them. Lovely stuff, man. Middlesbrough used to get really bad reputation. Smoggies, it's a shithole, ICI. It's a horrible place, it's horrible. It's not. Lived there for 5 years, I loved it. People don't know about things like, Rosebery Topping, Scarborough just down the coast, Redcar, Whitby. Some lovely places around there, North York's Moors. Stunning, man. Don't believe the hype, don't believe the shite. Yeah, Bob Mortimer's from Borough. He's a big Borough fan as well. And in fact, he was at Middlesbrough as a youth player, which was possibly a year after my dad left, I think. Otherwise, my dad might have known him. He's mentioned me dad a couple of times. Don't let 2.4 go to me head. I never would. No, but I can't understand where that's come from. I've not paid advertising for it. It's ridiculous. I reckon it's an error. I reckon YouTube have accidentally sent my video out to loads of people, and now they're getting pissed off with me. Whitby's lovely. The whole coast is. I used to love Redcar, apart from the fact that when it was windy and it was cold and the sand was coming in sideways, you couldn't see where you were going. But really nice. The whole coast, fantastic. Definitely bring back Shooting Stars, or at least show it on the iPlayer. All the Reeves and Mortimer stuff. Bang Bang, Reeves and Mortimer, The Smell of Reeves and Mortimer. Even House of Fools, nothing like that is on the iPlayer. Why not show them, man? Holiday in Thornton Le Dale. It's an area of the UK which doesn't get any credit at all, the North East. All people think of is either Middlesbrough being some chemical shithole, Newcastle football, semi-naked women drinking of a night. That's it. There's loads more to the North East than that. It's a lovely area. Loads of dark sky areas. The moors are fantastic. Like I say, Rosebery Topping is one of the most gorgeous places you can go to. Used to walk up there all the time. When I was a youth. When I was a sallow youth. One of the fellas from the street, brilliant fella, used to always take the kids, right, I'm going to take all the kids away this on a Saturday or something. And hundreds of us, it felt like, probably about 20 of us, would all go traipsing up Rosebery Topping. Brilliant. Could be I don't think it's the hype thing, because I've never got enough hypes, to be honest with you, Mandy. TV's terrible these days. The only thing you watch is Little House on the Prairie. Maybe catchphrase of a night when you're watching, you say, Little House on the Prairie's on great TV, isn't it? Oh, that's TV. That's one of the old school ones that's on there as well. Just saying earlier on, I barely watch it myself. I watch loads of YouTube videos, or I watch streaming things, sitcom stuff, or 70s and 80s stuff. It's a nice drive over from there. Yeah, I forget as well how close you are to both here and there. Sometimes I think you're about 600 miles north or further west than you are, and then sometimes I think you're further east than you are. Sort of quite central, aren't you, where you're based? Try to remember to hype from the phone. Yeah, I don't think it's available on PC, is it? Middlesbrough at the same latitude as the southernmost point of Denmark. And yet, if you go to Newcastle, they will tell you that Middlesbrough is not in the northeast. Really? Because it's further north than Liverpool and Manchester, and we're in the northwest. So I think possibly it is northeast. Mind you, people in Newcastle don't think Sunderland's in the northeast either, do they? Nuts. The nuts place, that. They all live together, they all work together, and yet they can't get on football days. Incredibly. I've got 4,500 high points on the vid. It takes more than that. There's 10,000 odd high points on the video, and I'm still not even in the top 99. Know what I mean? Don't believe the hype. It wouldn't show up as being advertising either. I reckon it's a mistake. Genuinely think it's a mistake. Nobody's going to have paid that for me. Although people do apparently do that. They will advertise a video because normally it gets sent to people who don't want to watch it. So the click-through rate looks awful. If someone does click on it, it'll click off quickly. So it ruins your channel. Nobody needs to ruin this channel. I'm ruining it myself. Most stuff that's in the top hypes are trash. That's why it's being hyped. You just added 1,500 hype points. Thank you, Mandy. I deserve that. Thank you very much. It was worth the hype. Come on, let's face it. It's nature and a poem. Is it a poem? I don't even know what it is. Something, isn't it? Some spoken word stuff and nature. Is Borough hilly or flat? It's fairly flat because it's at the coast. But when you go outside of Middlesbrough and start going towards, there's the Yorkshire Moors, North Yorkshire Moors is nearby. Like I say, Rosebery Topping, there's some hills and stuff So it's not overly, not like a billiard table, but the actual town itself is fairly flat. I didn't mind it. All right, we might have lived in a nice area, but I quite liked it. I still like going back there. The drive up there I like as well. Not been for a long time, but I used to like that drive, especially on a nice sunny day. Going across the 62, going past the reservoirs, the sun glinting off them, then heading northwards. Used to go through Leeds. Wetherby, Thirsk. Lovely. And on the way back, if they played, Borough had played at the weekend, and then there was no train until Monday morning, we'd come back to Liverpool. We'd get as far as Leeds, and I'd start to, nearly to Nanny's. It's miles away. As soon as you get to Leeds, that's it, we're nearly home. Not home. Another hour. So you found 2 or 3 things listed since hype started that you bothered to click on. Quality, genuine content, not low quality junk. Are the hypes also the same as some of the content out there, which is just farmed? Are they hype farms? Don't talk to me about sophistication. I've been to Leeds. We were driving through there at the time when the bleeding Yorkshire Ripper was running lunatic around there as well. Not good, is it? All those places that you've heard when they talk about the Ripper has attacked someone in such and such a place. 3 days later, we're driving through there on the way back to either Borough or Liverpool. It's cray-cray. Yeah, it's fucking mad. So I've listened to a few audiobooks. There's a brilliant one on Audible. I think it was free, actually. Sort of in his own words. So it was interviews that he'd done with police, but he wouldn't use his own voice because he didn't want his own voice being out there. The fellow who wrote the book went, no, I want to hear what he said, but not in his own words. He's a bastard. Okay. When he was talking about places, so I know where that is. We used to drive past there all the time. Picked some girl up at this pub or club. Yeah, we used to drive past there all the time. What? You know, Leeds is the coldest big city in England. It's been cold every time I've been there. Even the semi-final, 9th of April 1995, that was cold as well. Day before my 21st birthday. And we won 4-1 and made it through to Wembley, beating Tottenham Hotspur. It's funny that, because they were getting battered everywhere, we had 3 sides of the ground, they had just a big main stand. Some of their fans tried to run on and try and cause a little bit of trouble to get the game kicked off. Neville Southall was in goal and we just tell them to fuck off. They shit themselves, come face to face with Big Nev, that was it, or turn around after the goal. The Hawthorns is the coldest and highest football stadium. The Hawthorns is the highest football stadium by a distance. West Bromwich Albion. I didn't realise it was as high as it was. Mad. Some crazy football stadiums. Yeah, Bradford was the one that's burnt down. Valley Parade. That was horrific, that. Seeing how quick it happened as well. A little bit of smoke, and then within seconds, just absolutely ablaze. Horrible. You had a serial kitten caught last year. Man was born in the mid-90s. Of course, have a kid, a 13-year-old. What? Paper is Valley Parade. It was horrible, man. It was horrible. That's why so much had to change. If you have a look at Bradford, the Fire, Hillsborough, fans were treated like cattle. And everywhere that we went to, the police didn't look after us. The police were trying to smack you to bits because you were a football fan. The stadiums were not safe. It had to be changed. And as much as Sky TV and the Premier League has just completely and utterly ruined a lot of football, it fixed a lot of it as well. Places you go to now, the cleaner, the safer. They're not going to burn down. You know, there's not old wooden stands like there used to be with paper and stuff just left to grow up into. It was like a Valley Parade when they showed you what had happened. There was so much paper and bits of stuff, all flammable material. It was like building a bonfire. It was bound to go off at some point. Plus you could smoke in them back then, couldn't you? Now, all-seater stadiums, very few places with any wood in there anymore. It's all concrete and steel, isn't it? It is safer. That was horrific seeing that. It was bound to happen, it really was. And not just at Bradford, it could have happened anywhere. Goodison, we only left there in May last year. We still had wooden floors in the upper Gladys and the upper Bullens, which I loved. But you can't have them anymore. You just can't have them anymore. It's so unsafe. Having seen that live on TV and thinking to yourself, that could have been me. It had to change. Coldest football field in the Danish kingdom is... What the fucking hell is that? Ittoqqortoormilt in northeast Greenland. Balls to that. That'd be just frozen. You're playing on ice, aren't you? Fulham still got an old stand. The brand new stand looks fantastic, but I don't know. I quite like, especially the fact that they need to have the cottage in the corner. It's a listed building. They can't knock it down, can they? I like stuff like that. Goodison with the church in the corner. It's all a little bit sterile now, isn't it? That's why I quite like where we are at Hill Dickinson, because it's got loads of the old dock stuff still on there. At least it's got a little bit of history about it. And if you know your history, it's enough to make your heart go whoa. Anyway, what time are we on here? Sweet feckin' Jesus. Would you be after looking at the time? Ali's been working for 9 hours. Been in bed for about the last 3. Anyway, you know what time it is. When the screen goes clean, you know what that means. We got your dancing shoes on? Are we going to have a boogie? Come on, let's have a boogie. And that's that.